Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Think Outside the Blocks, your weekly official Brick World live stream where we talk to you about thinking outside of the perceived rigidity of the Lego medium, but also thinking outside your mental blocks while you're building. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Mark Larson, Chief Brick Officer of Brick World, and, of course, the guy on my left, everybody's favorite host, or that way, there we go, there he is, Ben Hauger, Z Cerberus. How you doing this week, sir?
I am spring broken, tired from spring break, but that is okay. I am here. I'm ready to
Spring
get
broken.
re-energized.
Yeah, excellent. And of course, look at this. We've got Jesse. We've got a brick world, but Jesse has a brick galaxy. Jesse, how you doing this week, sir?
I am living large, super baller.
All right.
I,
Good to
I
hear it.
could, yeah. It's been a crazy day, and tonight we'll be buying some things online.
Ooh, what's the planned purchase?
D
Well,
and
you
D,
might know what
April
comes up
1st.
tomorrow, April 1st.
What?
What?
That's
April
exciting.
1st release madness.
Well, we've got a little bit of announcement before we get started tonight with all the regular hubbub. Tonight is the last night that you will be able to register for Brick World Chicago at the pre-sale price. So prices go up tomorrow, tonight until midnight central. So you've got a little less than 4 hours. Just like the final four, it's your final 4 hours to get in to Brick World Chicago with a full attendee badge. You have actually 4 hours and 58 minutes for $100. Tomorrow they go up to $135. This is also your last night to be able to request display space, mock cards, leader activities. If you register tomorrow and you haven't signed up for any of those things yet, don't worry. You'll be waitlisted and likely to get in. Uh, we can't guarantee anything, but we do our best to get everyone in, and we haven't turned people away quite yet. I can see it happening sometime in the future. But if you're looking to come to the Brick World Chicago convention this June, you want to go to the brickworld.com website. You want to go to, don't go here. Do not go to your account. Don't go to my page. Don't do that. Don't do it. No, it won't help you at all. Go to convention tab, go to general information, scroll past all this gobbledygook. Uh, we're working on updating the website. Should happen in July. I'm looking forward to it because I resent the website myself. So apologies for those who have trouble navigating this. We are working on updating it. Down here below this table of all the different information on if you should be badged, should you not be badged, should you get the weekend, should you get the full week. You can look through that information if you need it. It's very thorough. It'll give you the answers you're looking for. Down here, you got two green buttons. One for a tutorial video on how to register now, the new process for registering, or if you want to just go and do it, you click this button and it will take you to our outside site through a company called Cvent that's handling our registration this year, and you can register through that. Once you register, you'll have a confirmation page that will give you the opportunity to request display space, request mock cards, request leader activity leader roles, um, and
I
some
did that.
fun pre-purchase options. You did. What are you leading this year, Ben?
Well, I did, Jesse.
Oh, Jesse said it. Oh, sorry.
I'd be new to it. I don't know. We talked about D&D last week,
Yeah. Good.
and I just want to reserve a room that
Perfect.
would be like an open tabletop, bring your own game scenario, setting. So,
Perfect. That is the way to
know,
do it because we set up Brickworld. We set up the infrastructure, and then you guys make the show what it is. All the attendees make Brickworld what it is. All we're just basically administrative assistants for you guys. So if you have an idea, if there's something you want to do, fill out an activity leader form, and we'll get it going. If you've done it before, do it again. We love people coming back bringing the same stuff every year. You don't need to ask my permission. You just go there. You can ask my forgiveness if we see if we see an activity come in that we might be like, that's not necessarily appropriate for Brick World, then we'll come back to you. But
is
we're
there
open to
a
anything. We've got space to fill, and we've got a schedule to fill, and it's all about you guys. It's about what you want to do and about what other people want to do along with your part of the community. If they're interested, you will build it, they will come. So that's how Brick World works. Yes, sir. What are you looking
so
for,
if
Jesse?
a new person like me doing this for
Yeah.
the first time, and I know
hmm
like Reed is well known,
hmm
volunteering and stuff, would it be a first for me? So will I get a email reply from somebody about this activity or?
once it's confirmed and in the schedule. We are working on doing that because it hasn't been something that we've been consistent with in the past.
Yeah.
Um, but we want to let people know when their activity is going to happen before we publish the schedule.
Okay.
We've had a couple people that we've scheduled for presentations that they wanted to do, for example, and they're like, "Oh, but I wanted to go to the LGBTQ mixer, but
All right.
you scheduled me for this, so I don't feel like doing it." And we're like, what
Yeah.
do we do?
We have to
So we're
pivot
doing it.
again. So
Yeah, we're
yeah,
doing
I
our
was
best
just
to like.
wondering if there would be like a courtesy like we have your request. Stand by
Yeah.
for a time slot or whatever.
I do believe there's supposed to be an email confirmation once you fill that stuff out, so you know you can get back to it. However, what you can do is that information is always there on your registration page. So if you
Yeah.
go back, it'll confirm for you if you go in and look at what you've. There should be a result of you submitting the request in the first place. That goes for
Okay.
display space mock cards um, and activity leader roles.
Mm.
It sounds weird saying activity leader role, whatever.
Yeah.
Activity leader requests. There we go. So
I'll look it up another time and maybe I can give some
if you still see it on
firsthand
your registration
experience.
page, perfect. If you still see it on your registration page, we definitely see it. But yeah, we did that last year where we sent the schedule. It was kind of our first test year of saying like, here, let's verify the schedule with everybody and see if there's anything conflicting. Like say somebody pre-purchased the GBC set, and then we set them up for a presentation during the GBC workshop. Like we tried to get ahead of that last year. It was a daunting task. There's a lot of moving parts to the show, and as we grow, as we get more and more people coming to the show every year, um, we've got a lot of problems that we haven't had to deal with in the past. And plus, there was like a long period where we didn't do the show, a 2 year period where we didn't do the show. There was kind of a lot of lost knowledge in there. And the world is very different between 2019 and 2022 when we were able to do the show again. I think so much had changed that we had to adjust a lot of things anyway. And there was new ownership in that time. And we're doing our best. We're getting new staff trained right now, still always. And I'm still learning how to do this, to be quite honest. And
Yeah.
it's pretty daunting. Um, so let's see here. We've got a bunch of greets and happy Easter's. Lego History Sam asks, would there be anything for awards for best military mock? Because I'm planning on bringing my 20 warships as a fleet. There is not a military mock award. However, there is a best sea vessel award that would be eligible for. Rob Claxton is here. Awesome. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, there weren't that many questions about this. Cool. Lego History Sam is set up to bring his mock to Brickworld Chicago. Excited about that. Excited to see you there. Yeah, that's all I got now. That's just a quick announcement again. If you're just joining us, tonight's the last night to get the pre-purchase price for Brickworld Convention registration. Tomorrow it goes up from $100 to $135. So you have 4 hours and 52 minutes to get the $100 price to register for 5 days. And go to brickworld.com. Go to this handy little convention tab up here. Go to general information. It'll bring you to this page. Scroll down here to this second green button, click to register for Chicago. If you'd like to go through a tutorial first, you can watch this video here. But once you click this button here, it'll take you to Cvent where you'll register for the show. It'll give you all sorts of information once you're
Mark,
registered. Yes, sir.
I'll be the guinea pig here. I'm
Yeah,
new to this. No, but
perfect. No, I like it.
so I've registered.
Hmm.
Is there a way to go to like I don't need to sign up again? Is there a link
Correct.
to this
It's the same.
event?
It's the
The
same
same
link.
link.
Yep.
The
If
same
you go
link.
back to that, and we're working on the
So
we're working on the UI for
convention,
this. If you go back to
general.
this link here and you've already registered, it'll bring you back to this event page. It'll ask you to log in and it'll give you all your registration information.
Yeah, when you
Okay.
click on the click to register for a convention, there's a second button that says I'm already registered or sign in or something like that on the next page. That'll
Yep.
get you in there. I had the same comment from Mark, so he's working on that little bit of it there. So there's a little way to do that. But yeah,
And
that's the trick.
it shows what a great support network I have because I had to text David Turner as Ben and I were trying to figure it out because I don't know. I didn't have the answer. So I was like, David Turner. He's the one who set it up. He's been working
So
his butt off for
what do
Brickworld
I do,
Chicago this
Ben?
year.
Because
So
yeah, I'm not.
if you go to if you want to share your screen, I can walk you through it. If you go to
Sure.
brickworld.com, go to convention, go to general
Yeah.
information. Go down to this second.
Click on
Yeah.
Purchase Brickworld
Yeah.
Chicago badge.
All right.
Yeah, I'm there.
Now,
I'm there.
where you are, share your screen.
Boy. Share screen.
You just don't want to see your number when we get to that part, but
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like,
I've got my
I'll
phone
share.
number. I've got my phone ready for.
Yeah, because I think I got to log in or something, but I don't see.
Here we go. So up here, there should be a questions, or there should be a link for already registered. You're right. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see
is it
it.
at the bottom?
Check the bottom. Yeah, yeah.
Just hit. I'm doing the hamburger thing, but I don't see it there.
No, there's not.
Hit cancel here.
Cancel maybe.
And there it is, already registered right below
Already
register now.
registered.
You have
Okay.
to hit cancel first. That's fun. That's good to
Apparently.
know.
Okay.
And there's your email number and then your confirmation. We don't need to see that one though. So we'll
Oh.
take you off there.
Yeah.
We'll have
You
to
can put
find
it
That'll
that
get you there.
from an email, I believe.
Email will have that number. Yep.
Okay.
That's
All
not
right.
necessarily intuitive now, is it? So
Nope.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I would.
we're-
I don't know. It'd be my. I don't know. People can figure it out, but I was like, if I'm really basic on the computer stuff,
yeah.
and I was struggling just now a little bit, but that was my first like trying to log
Yeah.
back in and out.
Yep.
But I
Well, and
remember if
that's
you have the email, hitting that link seemed to send me to the login page.
Okay.
perfect. That's good to know. There's no reason that we can't get that. There's a link to that page that I'm sure we can provide people somewhere on the site. Are you already registered? Or like find my event information, change those menus. We're working on changing the entire site. So we've kind of thrown some band-aids on this to switch from the we used to handle registration internally. Now we're handling it externally, and we're somewhat neglecting the navigation of the site. Feel a bit like I've been caught with my pants down, but whatever.
Yeah, I
But
went to my
yeah.
email and then clicked on the registration link, and it sent me to the already registered kind of. I don't know.
So Paige Pritchard
The
asks,
countdown.
I got my badge, but can't decide on mock names for the cards. All right. Keep in mind, we start collating and downloading that tomorrow. So try to get those in as soon as possible. We will do a second pass once everything is. Actually, am I right about that? I think tomorrow is the deadline. You guys, I've got staff now helping me with this stuff. So let me see. Mock card. Um, it says TBD 2023. That's not ideal. Let's see. I know we have this somewhere on Instagram. However, get those in as soon as possible, and don't worry too much about the name. We will do our best to get them updated if you do change them, which you can always go in and change them once you've registered them. It just depends on if it's before or after the deadline, if we're able to go back and check. And things get a little hectic closer to the show. Charlie Kaufman says, can I buy a GBC set without doing the workshop? You can. We don't recommend it because doing the building the set in the workshop, they go over a lot of stuff, of course, that being part of GBC Loop is about, and teaching you that sort of thing, and teaching you about gearing and timing. And there's always some sort of like nuances in the instructions, but more importantly, because we're not Lego and we don't have sorting machines to put our sets together, we do it by hand. So if there are pieces missing from the set, that is the best place to open it, build it, find out, and we have the spare parts there at the workshop in case any are missing. And since I've taken over the company, we've had several pieces missing from every GBC and exclusive set in the last 2 years, trying to get better at that. Doing it right now, actually. It's in the other room. Just been collating sets all weekend. So let's see. Hooded One says, ahoy. Greetings from the Netherlands. Hey, thanks for joining us. Looking forward to my first Brick World Chicago visit. We're looking forward to having you. Thank you for joining us this year. Let me take a look real quick, if you guys don't mind talking about the run of show. I'm going to see if I can find that date because I know we had it in either the email or one of our Instagram posts for when the mock cards. We're saying the mock cards due, which the website does not say.
I have my screen up, logged in. I don't know if you want to share that for people that haven't seen.
I was talking about the run of show for tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, we can do our run of show. Normally, our run of show is brought to you by One Letter. Today, We're trying something different. We've also done brought to you by the law and brought to you by dragons. This time we're going with 2 letters, S and B, with some fill in the blank. I even added a little banner for us. Anytime we get a quality S/B, we'll run this banner across the bottom. But what are we going to talk about in SB? We're going to talk about Silly Bunny, Subi, Stomach Bug. Those are all quick little updates for me. We'll talk about what I did on spring break for a little bit. Then we'll talk about our super builds, what we're working on. We'll talk about the superior bracket. Why is it the superior bracket? Well, there are other people doing brackets, but ours is superior. And we'll do a little set breakdown. We'll talk about a few things that are coming out May 1st that we've actually got quality leaks on. There's plenty of rumors, but there are a couple that we're pretty sure are
Oh, we've got some
official
good
set
stuff to talk
images.
about this week. Yeah.
And then last but not least, subscribe, buddy. You should be subscribed already, but if you're not, sometimes we do a random show, a random live show. If you want to know when we're live, if you want to see new videos, we've been posting a few lately, get
Mhm.
subscribed. So we'll talk about that and what our next show will be.
Awesome.
So I suppose we can hop into this first topic since it's all technically mine.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
First thing, Silly Bunny. As some people have mentioned, it is Easter.
Mhm.
So anyone who celebrates, have a happy Easter. Easter for me has got a little bit of a strange mixed set of emotions this year. The first one, their topic Subi, that was the nickname of my mother.
Oh.
Today is the 9th anniversary of her passing,
Mm.
March 31st, 2015.
Mm.
That was also Easter week 9 years ago
Wow.
as well. So just wanted to remember my mom briefly. But then, secondly, talk about my dad. He had a stomach bug. His birthday was yesterday. He turned 73 years old. And for the entire week, he was ill with a stomach bug. And he got so dehydrated that he ended up in the hospital while I was on spring break. But he did manage to get out of the hospital yesterday for his birthday. So happy birthday to my dad. I'm glad he's recovered from his stomach bug.
Me too. You know what's
So
interesting? Your dad has the same birthday as my dog.
there you go.
Yeah,
So
cool stuff.
happy birthday, Jeff. Happy birthday, Orion. What do you
Yeah.
know?
She's sleeping right down here. She had a sleepover with her best friend Cheeto last night and she's exhausted.
Yeah, so just some fun little personal notes there. Some of them not so fun. And then
Yeah.
spring break. So last week, if
Family.
anyone caught the show, I was coming to you live from Jacksonville, where we were getting ready for the proper part of our spring break leg in Savannah, Georgia, on Tybee Island, where we also saw the Savannah Bananas. The Savannah Bananas are kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters, but for minor league baseball, essentially. We had lots of fun there with the bananas, as well as doing a few other things. Jumped in the ocean a bunch of times, but
Nice.
it is exhausting to be on spring break with 2 active children. So I took a nap when I got home today after Easter brunch, after Sunday brunch, another SB.
SB.
So I am recovering from all that stuff. What'd you
Yeah.
guys do this week while I was gone? I know you had a show, and I even managed to get in on some of it. But what
Couple
else
things
were you guys up to?
couple things real quick. Paige Pritchard, because other people have to do all my work for me. She says that according to Cvent, mock cards are due on May 18th. So take your time, folks. You have till May 18th until we
Yeah.
download the mock cards. Sounds good to me. And just to rewind a little bit before Jesse and I talk about our weeks, just back to Subi. So
Yeah,
your mother died around Easter. My father
correct.
died on Groundhog's Day.
Oh,
So I had that maddening second where I was like, "Oh, we get to do this over again, right?"
Oh no.
I was like, when do I warn him?"
Oh.
Then I was just like, "Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Duncan, it's a Bill Murray movie."
yeah.
Jesse, how was your week, sir?
Pretty good. Went to work as usual and made a purchase. I got a new gamer chair.
Oh,
Pa-dow.
nice.
Put that together. I had a kind of a weird squeak when I was like building and like on streams, and so now I think no squeak, new chair, and feels good.
Hey, perfect.
So gamer.
Yeah, sounds good. Bonahum's in the
Beyond
house tonight.
that,
He's probably
sorry, I
no,
was
you're
gonna
good.
say,
It's just Bonahum.
uh,
It's all good. You keep going.
what's up, Brian? Haven't
hmm
seen you on
That's a Boilermakers call out there, I'm guessing, from Mr. Purdue.
Sure is.
So sure,
I stopped paying
boiler
attention to
up.
my bracket. They're playing right now, aren't they?
Bracket's probably on
The
fire.
Boilers.
Oh,
Mine.
no,
I had the 100%
only the Lego bracket.
in the Eastern Conference, and then the Elite Eight came around, and I chose Northwestern over UConn, and things just kind of crumbled from
Spiraled
there.
from there. Yes.
Oh yeah, pretty bad. Um, we had my niece visiting this weekend, which is fun. She's 10, and her parents, Matt's brother and sister-in-law, were in town for their anniversary, and my niece trained me on how to find trending. Oh, nice! Congratulations, Brian. Um, Boiler up for sure. I hate saying that, but I said it anyway because I love Brian. Um,
Does
so
he
my
play
niece
for the
Lucy,
Boilermakers? I didn't even know.
pretty sure he does.
Okay.
Um, the my niece Lucy taught me how to find the trending videos on TikTok and encouraged me to build versions of them. And so I saw a video of a bowl of chocolate strawberries on a couch, lasts about 7 seconds with the hip 70s soundtrack that just became the most viewed video on TikTok. And it was fascinating to see it all
Hmm.
through the eyes of a 10-year-old. And I was like, listen, you're my TikTok consultant now. Like you hit me up if something's trending and I'll see if I can make a Lego version of it. We'll see what happens from there. But it's nice to have help. It's nice to have support in your life. And she
hmm
was very interested. She gave me a lot of advice on all the sets we should create to sell to people. That would
Yeah.
be interesting sets for Brickworld to make and sell.
For Brickworld. Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, smart kid, real smart kid.
Well,
As and
sounds like
as I said,
yeah, sounds like your weeks were less eventful than mine, but
I don't know
fun
about that.
nonetheless. Well,
You
maybe
you
having
jumped
the
in the
10-year-old
ocean.
at your house. I went to the Jacksonville Zoo. I went to the Savannah Bananas. I saw
Oh yeah, no,
alligators.
no, no. I'm sure you're not used to that.
Bunch of stuff. So it was all
No, because
good.
my internet might be acting up. So
It
if
it
I
is
get
a little bit,
choppy,
but I think you're okay.
yeah, I thought it was me because I saw the circle. But yeah, you guys are coming back choppy at me. So if I interrupt, it's because I'm on a delay, an unscheduled delay. I did restart my computer
That's
before we started. Happy live
Well,
streaming, everybody.
yep.
that's good.
Reboot. If it's broken, turn it
Yeah.
off. Turn it back on again.
All right, 23 minutes in. Let's get to some Lego stuff.
Yeah, let's get to some builds. So I posted a YouTube video earlier this week. Anyone who
Sure
wants
did.
to go check it out, basically recapping how my last meme, I don't want to call it a mock because, it was Castle, went from idea to complete over the course of the last 3 weeks. So now let's take a look at what I've started here. It's another meme because I know people really like the memes. And so this particular one is a little different in that it's not based on an existing set. It is going to be purely of my own design. And we've got a decent start on it. I don't think I'll finish this one in 3 weeks like I did the other one. And technically it was more like 2.5 weeks. But here we go. Let's solo this bad boy. This is what we've got so far. It is, as you will see, a snow-covered base, a rounded base at
Ooh,
that for this
nice.
this time.
Yeah.
And the rounded base has a pair of hexagon shapes that will become the towers. They're two slightly different sized hexagons as I work on building them up. So snow technique, I don't build in snow much, but we know the 3 requirements for making a castle mock are that you have to have some rocky bits, a gray wall, and a tree. So I've got 2 out of 3 already moving on this. I've even got a spot down here potentially for a tree. But this is what I think my next mock is going to be.
Hello to
Um,
Elzer.
Always
That's
solo
pretty
Brian.
awesome.
So there we go. There's our start. What do you think of this style of technique for snow?
Um, I think it's good. I really like the snow that's hanging off that second level of rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a I just in that particular question, I think the snow on the first level looks a little jagged because of
Yeah.
the way the slopes are stepping away from each other. It's not. I mean, as a setting, it's possibly perfect, and no one will care about that. But I mean, especially that spot you were just touching, where you've got
Yeah, right in here.
the 2x2 convex, the double convex slopes. I
Down
mean,
in
it's
here.
very no, closer to the camera.
Yeah, down in
Two
here
by
too.
two, yeah, that
Yeah.
the especially the 2x2 double convex slopes. It's very angular,
Okay.
and snow is typically much more organic looking than that.
Yeah, and I've tried to
Um,
do more of that on some of my later work. This side
yeah,
I've done a little less, and
Mm,
it's
more slopes.
more slopey, more curved slopes, and
Right.
fewer of
Curves.
the hard ones. So,
I like what's happening though. I
and
know
I
you'll
think,
keep challenging yourself on the texture of the snow as you've proven by turning it to the right and showing where you started and where you ended up.
yeah,
Um, so what's the inspiration for this? Is it just you haven't done a snow castle yet?
yeah, partly. The other thing is that I wanted to do a build for a faction that I don't have many figures from. It was a collectible minifigures faction, but I like it. It's the Crow Knights.
Oh,
Mm,
okay,
And so this I'm sort of envisioning when it gets a little more complete. It's going to be called the Crow's Nest, of course,
nice.
and it will have, this sort of two-tone castle color, which will be a little different for me too.
I like
But
that
then
a
some
lot.
some towers that kind of stick out a little more at the top for their crowns to look more like nests.
Nice.
nice.
Oh,
Sort
that'll
of
be
that
cool.
that sort of idea. And what sort of has worked out pretty well with the fact that these are six-sided is that the where they meet in the middle here, the two
Hmm.
hexagons, it
Yeah.
is lined up well, and
Oh,
then I
cool.
was
I see
able
what
to
you.
put the door in here at a slant.
Yeah, it wasn't easy to see that until you mentioned it. That those are two hexagons, just because it looks a little. The depth is really kind of hard to catch with all the gray.
Yeah.
But I see it now.
Yep. It
Bonahum
is. It is right now.
disagrees with me. He thinks it looks good. He also says there's only so much you could do with just white tile.
Yep.
So we got some appreciation from the Tainted for the technique so far. It looks
Oh, there
great
you
from
go.
here. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
So there we
beautiful.
go. Pair of
Triangular.
hexagons
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that we're going to be going up. One is the hexagon sides are 6. The other one they're 8, so they're slightly bigger. And then the two towers will be different heights,
yeah.
obviously.
I do like that the snow
So
is coming inside the door. I know that might be something that you were just using for technique to like hide tiles or something, but I do like it in the interior as
yeah,
well
keep it
because you'd
keep it
imagine
on
that
there.
the snow might come in. I really like the technique you're using on those columns.
Yeah. So these corners,
Hmm.
the way they're connected here, they're snot pieces with
Hmm.
cheese slopes.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
they hide the corners, make them look finished, but then they also can add this secondary color to break some of the grayness up. So we're trying it out.
yeah. It's looking
Uh,
great.
Also kind of reverse. Normally I go with the lighter gray walls with the darker stone. We're doing the opposite here. Lighter stone color with the darker walls.
Hooded One suggests that since the path is snow free, it would also look good to make some more angular places rock. But I like the overall view and the shape of the towers. Yeah, the shape of the towers is badass.
Okay. Yeah, we got to get some big windows in here and some more details, but there we go. That's the start of what I've been working on here. I did more than just a round base to show because
Yeah.
Mark teased me so mercilessly last time I just showed a base with nothing else. But got a little else going on this one this time.
Paige Paige says that she likes the stripe. Looks like different stone textures. I agree. Great start, she says. Um, I like Ben how quickly you work. Um, your videos like look inside the MOCs. Very cool video, and I like how you introduce it as like the concept for our live stream, and then
Mhm.
say like oftentimes we complete a finished model in just a few weeks. And I would say, speak for yourself, sir, because I've been working on the same one since we
Sometimes, yes.
started. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I can make a video like this, but I haven't actually completed a model since we started doing this, and we're on episode 45. And so
Yeah.
I did about as much work as you did this week, but I wasn't in Jacksonville, Florida for 7 days. So
Yeah.
I just like I'm always impressed at like how quickly you're able to get the ideas out of your head and into brick form, because I struggle with that.
Well, and the other thing, maybe I shouldn't mention this since you said that, but
All right,
while
go
I was
ahead.
when I was in Jacksonville, I picked up a couple of the 3-in-1 medieval castle sets
Oh,
for
nice.
the downtime we had, and I built a sketch model that I will use as inspiration for something else. However, the way it was packed on the return trip, and we know that our friends from Europe have explained this to us, it is definitely completely in pieces, so I can't
Yeah.
show the sketch mock.
Yeah,
But when I'm done
still.
with this one, we can take a look at the sketch mock I did while I was on vacation and see how
Sure.
that might turn into something less sketchy and more complete.
Sure. And my first thought on that is shut your butt, which is in line with our theme for the week. It's an S and a B. Shut your butt, Ben.
Shut
That's
butt.
amazing. You just
Shut
you
butt.
randomly got some sets on vacation and built a quick sketch mock in
Little
your free
sketch
time.
mock. Yes.
You'll jump into the ocean 1 hour and build in Lego the next. Yeah, no, you're a prolific builder. I say it all the time.
Shut butt.
Uh, no, it's very impressive. I'm sure it's inspiring to a lot of people who watch this as well. How quickly you're able to build stuff, and hopefully, I bring them back to earth and show them that it's okay to just build a couple bricks a week. Bonahum says 100% agree. The speed of Ben's translation of ideas is amazing. Yeah, great way to put it. That's much more concise than what I just said for the last 5 minutes, Brian. I'm just rambling about how impressed I am with Ben. And really, when I say impressed, I just mean jealous.
Oh, don't be jealous, Mark. You're
Mm,
everyone's favorite host.
no, you're everyone's favorite host.
You're my favorite host.
Aw, thanks,
You're
Ben.
welcome.
Jesse's my favorite host.
Well, Jesse's up there for me too,
Oh
especially
man.
when he subs in for you.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
I'm just a guest here.
And let's not forget our other favorite host, the dice.
Yes.
The dice. I like bringing. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to bring some flavor with the dice. So I
I like
think
that a
like
lot.
that a lot now. I was doing it during the family get together today too, when the kids are like, let's, how many eggs can we get? Max 15, so that the little ones don't get left behind with only 5 eggs. So they're trying to think of a number, and I'm like, let's roll the dice, and whatever number you get, that's your max.
Like Jesse's
Hmm.
just bringing those things around in life to solve conflicts.
The
Right?
the dice maker is what we're gonna start calling him.
Cool.
So there we
Yeah,
go.
this
So
I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. Are you gonna put any ice bears in there? Reed wants
only
to
if
know.
they're dead. Um,
Yeah, you should bury one in there with a little hidden hatch, and you slide it off, and it's like
You definitely need
frozen.
some crows like pecking at the corpse of an ice bear.
you guys have the best ideas.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get up a little higher just so get another little view of it here
Oh,
as I'm working on it. There we go.
that's cool. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there we go.
Mark's right. It's hard to do that circular stuff, and then
Yeah,
the more I see it, the more I like it. The building sideways with the whole, like the whole bottom base, and then
same.
continuing that like sideways with curved slopes just looks amazing.
Yeah,
I
so
really
it,
like the way
it's,
the
it's come
asymmetric
along okay.
path and the way the snow is falling at different levels onto it. I like that a lot.
And we're trying to, I tried to keep the snow up above sort of the level of the very bottom of the slopes. So it looks like it's higher than where the bottom of the rock meets the pathway in most of the places.
I
And then
noticed that, and what it made me think was like there might be rock on there that are covered in a light layer of snow.
Exactly. Yep.
because it's higher than the. Yeah, I like that a lot. Bonahum suggests maybe
Yep.
some baby velociraptors eating the ice bear corpse. He's already got crows, man. Why do you need baby velociraptors too?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
not
ravens or something. That'd be
not
good.
to shame your idea. Is it
Yeah.
going to be a Viking village? Yeah. What type of character are the crows? Are they humans that
No.
like?
Yeah, they are humans.
Okay.
Actually, I did, back in the Guilds of Historica day.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out Eurobricks. I did have a
Eurobricks.
I did have a function or a faction of crow-like figures from Chima, but everyone knows Chima is terrible,
Hi, sweetie.
and I'm going to go with the actual Crow Knight minifig faction
Oh,
with
of
some
course.
adjustments.
It's like a yellow and gray pattern. I remember. I think
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I have one down here. I don't. I have
I
several
have like
upstairs
2. Yeah.
that I might rustle up later so we can see the guy in his setting. But
Hi.
little modification from the official Lego minifig to customize him a little, but he's going to use the shield they have and the torso and legs that they have in the collectible series. So I'll go pick those up a little later, maybe when you're doing sponsors, and I can bring them down and throw them on the
Yeah,
map.
perfect.
So that's what I have. Anybody else got something to share this week, Mark?
I can share pictures.
Okay,
Sorry,
all right.
I was talking to my dog, so I muted myself for a moment. She's getting a little restless for some reason. Look who's here in the house tonight is ACOB. Hey, I'll do it. I'll do it, Ben. ACOB's in the house. Good to see you, Sean. I assume it's Sean. It might be Brent. Look at this. The exciting news, you guys. I would have prompted people a little bit more this week. We're 77 hours away from being able to apply for monetization here on our YouTube channel.
Ooh,
I didn't want to pressure people
77
on a
hours.
religious holiday to come to the show.
Hmm.
So hey, look, it's Ben.
Hey, there I am.
I don't know how to do this. There, now I'm back. So we'll talk a little bit more about ACOB between segments. We've got MOCs. Jesse's got some new stuff to share, I hear.
I guess I have to change my system settings so I can show photos
Oh,
on
you're
the.
good. I can go in the meantime. I only have a little bit
Yeah.
this week. We had a lot going on, and come on, there it is. All right, so this is, Ben, you were surprised that I was doing some sketch model stuff, and so I've kind of sketched into what I've already built, and there we go. Sorry, the dog finally got the answer to her question. So I've sketched in here parts of the orchard house. There's a couple new additions that you didn't see last week unless you rewatched. Um, but yeah, I mean, today was the only day I had to spend on this. I spent 5 hours, and that arch that's going to be now splitting the vineyard from the orchard house itself. I built it at the wrong size at first, so I put in a good 2 hours of work, and then I had to go back and resize it, and then I didn't have the one single bracket that would have made it what it needed to be to fit the scale of everything else. Like when I built this portion of the orchard, I just built it on uh, regular brick with side stud, thinking that half plate that hung over the edge would never bother me or cause any problems. And it's just causing problems all over the place as I try to expand this. So I'm trying to build this on brackets. And for the arch to work in this configuration, I need the 1x2 plate with the 2x4 bracket. It just turns out that I don't have any in light gray. So this is I'm gonna move on with this because again, I also need to reconfigure how I'm splitting these up because if this is the size of the modules that I want to pack into boxes, the arch ends here on that, and I don't know exactly how I'm going to reconcile that either. But there's the start of the orchard house, and just kind of wondering what you think about the aesthetics of it at this point.
So does the arch there make it right to the edge of the module?
The half of the arch does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that could potentially work, though you'll have a bit of a nasty seam unless you build a part that's going to just come off the top of that archway in
which
some fashion, which you could do.
which I can. Yeah, I'm also
Yep.
thinking like because I wanted to. What I thought I would do. Pardon me for a moment. Um, what I thought I would do was turn this so that it went this way, but the seam is here. And as I started building the orchard house, I realized that that seam would then be in the middle of the house itself. So I kind of, I've gotten, I know better than to just keep building and not be able to fit it into any size box that's going to fit in the 20-foot truck that's going to bounce for 45 minutes on the way to the convention. Um,
Uh-oh.
but I've kind of like put the footprint here for
Hmm.
these columns that are going to match these that you see over here. So there'll be
Okay.
archways. This will be the first story of the house, still built into the hillside. But then we get up here next to this area, we'll get rid of this stone technique altogether and blend it into an orchard house that is. I went with the dark azure
Okay.
instead of the turquoise,
Okay.
which I don't mind at all. I don't know that I would really know the difference in the long run. Um, and I think my favorite part at this point would be the window technique, which you've seen before, a little bit different here.
Okay.
The Azure is a little hard to use because there aren't really a lot of pieces available in it quite yet.
Yeah, it looks like it's mostly just bricks for that particular color,
Mm-hmm.
but you got a couple plates in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you threw a little purple in for good measure.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Match the curtains up above and add.
Yep.
I know you were telling me how much you love that mud guard as like a window top or window sill. So you've
Yeah.
got that in there as well
I found one. I don't know
in
what
white.
happened to all my white ones. Yeah.
No.
Um, I do like the idea of, transitioning to a white border for the arches and the columns and the blue of the house to differentiate it from the walls of the city garden.
Hmm.
Um, however, I'm not crazy about where I'm at with it yet. Again, I haven't been able to put a lot of time into it, but and the other question I had for you is for the stones creating like the base of the wall, I went with dark tan and not
Yep.
sure how I feel about that.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I think they're okay. I wonder
Yeah.
if they were light bluish gray, if it would sort of transition or blend from the way you have it built now
Yeah.
to that. I don't know how it'll look when we're talking about the second level, right? Which is
Yeah.
more where you're going to see it.
Yeah.
But it might be sort of a more uh, more gentle transition over to this new color. Make
Yeah.
it kind of blend in a little more. I don't mind the white necessarily,
Hmm.
but even the bottom 2 by 2, the
Hmm.
base of the column in white could be light bluish gray with some sort of decoration on it or something.
I thought of that. I think since this was a sketch model, I know I'm going to have the columns in front of it and probably some
Yeah.
like tables and chairs back here with like wine bottles or like maybe even like a wine rack. I do plan to put a door here that actually opens. Because I mean, you can see over here, I'm planning to put another pool.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm crazy about that yet or not, but we'll see how it turns out. Um, yeah, I mean, it's kind of, it's never fun for me to say like, oh, here, this is what I was able to get done this week and not really have a full vision of anything.
Well, it's part of the process, especially if
Yeah,
you're at a point where you're not sure how you feel about it yet, or you're thinking, okay, this is going to transition, but maybe not the way I originally envisioned it. Do we have any
yeah.
suggestions or thoughts from the Tainted or from Jesse
That's why
or
we do
from
this.
me that,
Yep.
we could do it? It's good to hear it. And part of it too is that, I had never done a sketch model before.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm trying it out based on seeing what you were able to do with some of your sketch model ideas, and we'll be able to
Yeah.
present something next week. I hope when I get this thing back together. That's the kind of what you can do with just some downtime, even if you're away from your bricks, to
It's
come up
feel
with
like
an idea for your next mock.
I feel like it saves so much time to like prototype something and kind of work out proportions and work out your idea. And of course, I have like
Yeah.
a bit of a benefit with being able to sketch things out first and get an idea of the layout and be able to picture it on paper before even attempting it in brick.
Yeah.
Um, but again, I think like anybody, if you don't have the ability to sketch, you can build a mini model, like a mini architecture model of it out of brick. Or nowadays you can ask AI to create something for you. I know that a lot of people don't like that,
Yeah.
um, but you can use Studio um, to kind of try some techniques out before you even go searching for the brick or buying parts on Bricklink, and then realizing after you get the parts from Bricklink that you don't like the way they all look
They
together,
don't work. Yep.
and you've just bought 800, you know, super jumper tiles.
Yep.
Um, but yeah,
That'll happen.
I was excited to get this much of it done and like kind of move on the configuration, because the other option I had was to finish the waterfall side and kind of get that back together. And I'm like, ah, that'll probably go a little bit quicker. We've been talking about this orchard since last May, the orchard house, I mean. And I had an idea for it, and that's definitely, evolved since I went to Italy and got some more inspiration.
Yep.
I also changed the way I did the space, where instead of, I mean, you can kind of see just in the corner down here that I went with 2 bricks and a plate and then the 16 by 16 instead of 2 bricks and 2 plates and then like filling in the rest of it. I just put down the color that I wanted for the path, and I'll fill the grass and like other foliage in on top of that, but I'll always have the base of dark tan. So what I found when I did the orchard with the vineyard path is I had to keep pulling stuff up to get more brown into the path.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's a
think
lot
that's
of
the right way
plate,
to do
but
it.
yeah, it does give me more room to be able to uh, experiment with things without having to tear stuff apart if I change my mind.
Yeah. And it looks like you're using the bread loaf piece as the sort of inner texture on the dark gray
Yeah, which I've done on
on
the
the door over
other
there as well.
windows in the yeah on the door and the windows in the you can't see them from this angle, but the windows in um,
Yeah.
the walls for the orchard. And you kind of see this is to get the texture on both sides. It is kind of an Arc de Triomphe.
A little bit.
It's pretty thick, but I
Yeah.
don't mind because we have such a large retaining wall to build this into the hillside. It kind of matches, and I might even be able to do some foliage or a walkway up here, and kind of like we're changing the shape again. We're making it more asymmetrical. Um, and I can connect this back to the front gate, which we haven't seen for a while. And what I've realized is because I move it so much, um, it's the one where you want the doorway in the center to be taller.
Yep.
That you told me probably a year ago now, and I still haven't done anything with yet.
Yeah.
It gives me an opportunity to go back to that and maybe kind of add some of this texture into it, and then reinforce it. Because the more I move it off this table to get it out of my way, the looser I realize the build itself is. So I have a chance to reinforce it and kind of add in some of the techniques that I've picked up since starting to expand what we have
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. I think that piece used in that way is it looks really nice.
I like it.
And
I'm
and I like that as looking back across where the door is, seeing that better with the dark color stripe with the hinges, and then you took off kind of the weird handle thing, and now you've just got two knobs there.
shoot. I was wondering
Um,
why the camera wasn't moving. It's because I just knocked over a giant bag of the dark gray bread loaf piece. That's
the
okay. I've got
the
that
piece you're talking about.
the little bricks
Um,
vacuum.
yeah, it looks really nice there in particular. So yeah, I really like the staircase from where it was to where it is now.
Yeah, me too.
And I think this will be cool to see the orchard house develop.
And I'm like, as I look at it now through the camera, I do see that I might not even need to go on with the gray columns here, unless I really want there to be some sort of courtyard here. But I like the idea of this becoming more of an open courtyard and the house coming up to here, because the
Okay.
layout itself, I've finally achieved some asymmetry. um, and I like the way the layout is like, if anybody can remember where the waterfalls are supposed to be, um, the just kind of like the organic shape that the building itself is taking because they built it into a hillside, and like the hillside is looking more rounded the more I come out with the
Yeah.
building. And I'm excited to put it all together, especially now that I've had a moment to take a step back and really look at it. And I could look at it in person and be like, oh, this is the garbage part that I haven't finished yet. This is the part I've been working on for a year. But like seeing it through the camera for some reason, I'm like, oh, cool. It's looking the way I actually want it to.
Yeah, I think
Weird how
that's
that works.
I don't think that that's a bad suggestion for a lot of people. A lot of times when you're up close to your mock, sitting
Yeah.
right next to it all the time, it is losing the forest for the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And you do get obsessed with one little thing that most people are just going to look right past. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the best thing you can do is look at your mock from 15 feet away, which is sort of what the camera, in a sense, forces on you, is to see the whole picture instead of just the one thing you're focused on. And that a lot of times helps you gain perspective on whether or not you need to obsess about that little detail, or whether it is actually looking really good. So
Yeah.
we had to get Jesse back
Oh,
in here. He's been back in for a while, but apparently he can't add himself to the stage.
Oh, whoops.
yep.
So I
Sorry.
added him back in there.
Not that kind of host yet.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Jesse, while you were sitting there stuck in purgatory?
No, not really. Curious to see more color and asymmetry and what you got going on there. It's nice that you, unlike Ben's sketch modeling, and are just not really having a vision, but just put some bricks down and see what happens and let the bricks guide you.
Yeah. And there's visions all over the place. I have like a Pinterest mood board. I have my studio file. And then, oh, damn it. I have a friend who just started working for OpenAI, and he got me a free ChatGPT professional account for a year, which I really appreciate because it's been like a coworker, rewrote the press release and like kind of did some fun stuff with that. I'm very tempted to throw in something like, hey, this is the theme for Brickworld 2025. What would a good exclusive set look like? Like that sort of thing, and just kind of like cross over into the evil side of the universe and be like, Chat GPT, create an inspiration board for me to build a Fabuland orchard. Haven't gone that far quite yet.
Wow.
Um, but I think it'll help with the business. But that option is out there for AI image generation. I know people
Yeah.
have quite a few ethical concerns about them farming other people's work from the internet.
Yeah.
Um, but as I was starting to get very nervous about some of the geo-targeting that companies are doing with advertising, when I found a geo-targeting company that could help me sell Brickworld tickets, I was like, oh, if it's going to be evil, at least it's being evil for me. So those are options. Like,
Yeah,
as
I'm
we,
starting to see it more and more too, like even just on
yeah.
StreamYard.
Oh God,
I was,
yes.
yeah, I was like, do an AI thumbnail. I was like, whoa, that's new. And just, it's real basic, where you can just add a picture and it'll do the title for you. But I imagine
Uh,
that'll
Ben and I
serve.
used to stream from Ecamm Live, and I recorded myself building this portion of the orchard today on Ecamm Live because it does 4K. It's a little bit easier than setting up a StreamYard just for recording as well. Um, and when I got done, Ecamm Live asked me if I wanted to edit it with AI, and I was like, no, no.
Oh my gosh.
I just want it to be me building stuff out of Lego. I don't want to edit it with AI unless AI is able to be like, only keep the parts where he's actually building, not where you can't see him and he's digging for bricks somewhere outside of the room. That I'd be like, okay, go ahead, do that editing part for me so I don't have to sit through and do it.
Yeah, or if CapCut or one of those can remove all the ums or uhs. People say those a lot as filler words when they're thinking of the next thing to say when they're live.
Oh, I'm so guilty of that.
Oh, I am too. And when I edit videos, sometimes you want to leave them in so it sounds natural at some points, but at other times you have so many pauses in a row that you just have to take some of them out.
Well,
So
I do,
there's
go ahead.
so there's AI type things that will do that kind of stuff for you.
I do the machine gun where I'm like
Yeah.
like it's a just something that I need to like keep me going,
Hmm.
but it's no fun to listen to.
Yeah, well, and when you're editing it, it's even worse. And I can recognize the wave pattern now in the audio when I'm saying it.
Same.
I take it out if I want to, but sometimes you have
Yeah.
to leave some of them in. You don't want it to look choppy or silly.
Mhm.
But part of it too is just to try to get some brevity when you're posting something, right? You
Yeah.
don't need a whole bunch of extra time or extra space when nothing's happening.
Agreed.
All the uhs and ums only takes out a little bit of time, quite honestly.
Totally.
So,
So after leaving and coming back, Google Chrome is still not letting me share
Share your camera.
my photos from just the photo drive, I
That's
guess.
odd.
It's weird, yeah. So I guess I could just pull it up on my phone if that's cool.
Yeah, sure.
Could just I was like, oh yeah, these things are linked. It'll just share. So
it's
I
never
was
that easy.
inspired to do some Minnesota landmarks,
Ooh, okay.
and this is Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox. Note the size of the person standing there,
Yeah.
right up to. And I haven't done Babe yet, but I have done Paul Bunyan, or if you want to call him
Oh.
Saul Bunyan.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
And that would look a lot better on the other screen, but
Right.
the big broad shoulder flannel shirt was pretty easy. And I started with the red socks, of course. I'm like, I know what piece that's gonna be. And um, the
Nice.
face
There you go.
was crazy. It's
I
clipped
bet.
and sideways, and I had to get a mustache and a pipe and a little nose and the
Yeah.
eyes and eyebrows. And that was like a couple hours of tinkering around Saturday.
It's looking good.
Thanks.
You didn't even use any hot dog pieces.
No, yeah, the hot dog would have been maybe a little much in the eyebrows,
Yeah.
although it could have worked.
Yeah. So
But
good old Paul
man,
Bunyan.
he's
Is he still at Paul Bunyan Land or is he somewhere else now? Oh, there
Oh,
you go.
geez. Yeah.
yeah, it's all sideways and then tiled and then sideways again and a hat sticking out. So there's a couple of different statues, I think.
Yeah, when I was a kid and we went to
There he is,
Paul Bunyan Land
before
up
I
in northern Minnesota,
clicked it all together.
they would have Paul Bunyan talk. It was a talking statue, and he would tell
Oh
you what
boy.
you were wearing and greet you as you came in. Like, "Hi, Ben, wearing the Timberwolves shirt. How are you today?" You know, that kind of stuff.
And then earlier this week, I got some custom wolf pack.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
sweet.
So the monk, the like priest guy, and the guy with the shield is a new shield and a new torso with like a small wolf pack emblem.
Hmm.
This is
Yeah.
from BBG Forge, and then the guy in
Okay.
the middle is from the medieval set.
Yeah,
So
it's a nice torso. And the shield's nice too. So does that shield more represent or closer to the new Wolfpack logo as opposed to the old one?
it's pretty
There.
close. Like this shield is definitely the older version, but it has battle damage.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I like that.
All right.
Yeah. So that's what BG Forge is doing. And that's the extent of my wolf pack. I've got like another 8 guys or something, or 10
Okay.
guys with the old torsos.
Very cool.
So that's my show and tell. I'm also getting ready for Brick Convention. Brick Convention in Egan. So I pulled all my castle stuff off my table and put my
Oh, whoops.
Spider-Verse city on the table, and that's what I'm taking to the Egan show here in town in a couple of weeks.
Very cool.
I'll populate it with some superheroes and stuff, but 3 of my Spider-Verse buildings. So I'm getting ready for
Nice.
that. I thought I took it away from the museum and brought it home, and now I need to make sure it's all there and repack it.
Oh, there you
Cutting
go.
edge. Nice.
That's what I've been working on.
When
Well,
is Brick Convention?
it is the same weekend as
Egan.
Brick World Milwaukee.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So
Brick
I will be
2014.
in Milwaukee And Jesse will be at Brick Convention. So we'll be representing Brick World in 2 different locations in a sense.
That's right.
Yep.
In a sense, absolutely. All right, before we move on to the highlight of the evening, our Final Four and championship match, we're taking care of it all tonight. Let's go over some sponsors. I believe, Ben, you're going to go find some
Yes.
figures during
I
this.
will go do that.
Alrighty, so here we go, everybody. We are talking, of course, as we have for the last several weeks, about Brickshell Cases. If you're not aware of who these guys are, you check out brickshellcases.com. They build minifigure collectible minifigure cases, not just for collectible minifigs, for any minifigure that you collect. Look at this. They have one
Whoa.
for Rivendell now, right? A
The
full
waterfall
case.
behind it.
Yes, with the nice graphics behind it for like the nice setting. And if you want to show off your sets this way, if you're an AFOL who likes to display their sets, look at this, the Millennium Falcon with a little stand that can keep it up at an angle and it doesn't have to sit in your house like a coffee table. But what I really love about their products are these minifigure podiums, of course. They've got a lot of great products, but this is their bread and butter here. As you can see, they've got like one that's branded for the Muppet Show for the CMF. They got one for Disney 100. They got a giant case that you could put 30 Lego minifigures in, one for 40, one for 12, of course, and that's my favorite size. They made a special one for me for Fabuland figures that I've shown on the live stream before. But guess what? They're doing some special stuff for Brickworld this year. And if you're registered for Brickworld, you can pre-purchase some Brickworld branded cases. This one right here is the Brickworld Sigfig lanyard case. So if you have a Sigfig and you want to wear this around Brickworld, or honestly any convention, but it's going to say Brickworld 2024 on it, etched here into the plastic. The minifigure does not come with it, but you can pre-purchase this on Cvent with your registration for $19.99. And it comes with a nice Brickworld Brickshell Cases branded lanyard. You can wear this all weekend if you want to show people your sig fig. And this clip here is big enough that you can probably put your badge on there too. I don't know for sure because we haven't seen it yet, but they've also made a Brickworld Chicago 2024 minifigure case branded with the Brickworld logo, with this year's theme, Let's Go Exploring, and the artwork from this year's program, which I haven't even released yet, but here's a preview of it right here. It does not come with these clone figures, but since we'll be showing this off on ACOB, we put a bunch of clone figures in there because it's appealing to the Girth Gang over there on ACOB. But check this out. If you are registered for Brickworld Chicago, you can go to your registration page and pre-purchase this, and it'll be there for you at Brickworld Chicago to pick up when you arrive. Also, they'll be selling their products at a booth in Chicago. They're going to be there as vendors this year. And we're excited to have them there for the first time. They're excited to be there for the first time. And just, again, a lot of really great products. But now they also have some specific Brickworld Chicago branded products. And we're working on one more, but I've got to send them the event exclusive set in order for us to be able to do it. I've been working on that all week. I said I would ship it off last Monday. And what I meant was this coming Monday. Obviously, there was just some confusion on our calendars. No, it's taking me a long time to get those together. And hopefully I'll be shipping that out tomorrow and we can add a third product to pre-purchase. If you guys are interested in that, please check your Cvent page now. It is available for pre-purchase. Both this, the 12 minifigure collector case and the lanyard Sigfig case. Also, D's Bricks, of course, this is somebody who started doing some sponsorship stuff for Brickworld. He goes to all the expos, he goes to the convention, and he's done a lot of work for us, oftentimes for nothing. He is invested in Brickworld, making it better and bringing new stuff. Does a lot of great interactive stuff with the guests at the shows, but also he sells Lego. So go to dsbrick.com. He's got a bunch of great Lego sets available for sale. If you go to Bricklink and go to D's Bricks, he has a Bricklink store for parts and pieces. He sells Lego sets, minifigures, and foil packs on his site. And of course, we have Mohawk, Superhawk Bricks. They're on TikTok. They do the same thing. They work along with Dustin to make sure that all of our guests at all of our shows are having a good time and are engaged and just kind of finding out what they like. Little personal tour guides. Superhawk does a lot of interactive games and activities with the public at the show, and they've got a TikTok site that's also very exciting. Go ahead and check them out. They're a great supporter of Brick World. And last, but of course not least, live from the Tainted. Actually, he's here right now. It's ACOB, a couple of Brickheads, the official hosts of Brick World this year. They will be there helping out with our content creators, bringing a lot of people in this year. Hopefully, we'll have some news to share soon. But we appreciate these guys because they, not a live stream goes by on ACOB without them hyping Brick World more than we do so on our own live stream, actually. Check them out on Thursdays. It's 8 p.m. Central. ACOB, a couple of Brickheads. If you're a Star Wars fan, you definitely want to see what they're up to. Very fun stream. Great guys. Really appreciate all of the promotion that they've given us over the years. They are just genuinely passionate about the show, and we very much appreciate them for everything they do for us. Looking forward to this year. First time we're having an official host, and the official host of Brick World 2024, ACOB, couple of Brickheads. How about that?
That's a lot. That's cool.
Yeah, and I only went halfway
I'm
through.
trying to find that engraved case.
Yeah,
I don't think it's up yet.
It should be. All right.
How do we surf to this item?
There should be a heading for pre-purchase items. Just gonna
from the Brick World or from the CVent?
It should be from CVent. It'll be on your registration page.
Okay. So
any transaction is going to go through CVent from now on.
Yeah, and ACOB pimping themselves. Every time you're on the show for ACOB, I always say, Mark, pimp our stream, and you usually forget. But ACOB doing a good job here, pimping their set. There is an official ACOB set that's being released soon. I believe they're making 100 of them. And the details on that on Thursday, they'll do it. They also talked about the fact that if you come to Brick World Chicago, they can deliver and potentially even autograph the set if you want one. So
nice.
A little interesting that they're producing an ACOB set featuring the two hosts in their original studio or maybe dream studio setups with some sets maybe they don't have, maybe some of their dream sets sitting in the studio behind them in miniaturized versions.
And what's nice about ACOB is when I am on their stream and I forget to promote our live stream, they do it for me.
There you go.
Good guys.
Can't complain.
No, I can't.
Or right. You can, but you'd be wrong too, right?
Very much so.
All right, so let's take a quick look before we get into our main event here at the Crow Knights.
Oh,
so
okay.
These are the Crow Knights. So here's the original Crow Knight. Crow Knight.
Solo your ass there.
There we go. That. So there's the original Crow Knight, and then this is sort of a customized version. He's in the snow, so I gave him like this little sort of thicker garment along with some spiky shoulder pads. So these will be the guys populating this place.
I love that Jesse knew exactly what you were talking about when you said Crow Knights, because I was like, when he said yellow and gray, I was like, oh yeah, that's the old black Falcons crow and yellow and gray. I didn't realize they were crows. I thought they were falcons. I'm a dummy. You guys know your castle. Even though Ben hates it, he knows his castle pretty well. Yep. Just for the sake of the memes, Ben knows his castle.
For the memes, yep.
Mm-hmm.
So here's this guy. He's looking a little more grumpy than the original figure, who looks a little more knightly. I'm going with sort of these guys are grumpy and bad.
Fun fact: grumpy is one of my favorite words.
Should be. It's a great word.
It is a great word. G for great word. G for grumpy. All right. Cool. So Crow Knights.
That's what we'll have as we move forward.
Can't argue with that.
And now we're all back up on here. Here we are.
What's that music I hear?
Uh-oh, I think I know what time it is. With that on.
Do ya?
I actually, let me pull it up here. Created a Final Four version here of our slide. So let me pull it up here. So if we go to Run of Show, I think I have it on here twice, you will see that we are talking about our Superior bracket. Speaking of ACOB, they did a Imperial March Madness.
Yeah.
Where they went through all of the current Star Wars sets to find the winner.
That is clever ass branding there. The Imperial March.
Imperial Madness. March, yes.
Yeah. Enjoy that quite a bit.
but we went through all of the March releases instead. So if you're not just a Star Wars fan, maybe you'll find our bracket superior. If you are a Star Wars guy, though, a very interesting idea that they ran there. But here we go. Here is our March Release Madness Final Four.
Oh, that's right. March Release Madness, we started with 32 amazing design sets that were all released on March 1st, and we are down to just 4. Ben, take us through who we have left in the Final Four.
In our indie region, the number 8 seed, which may have been a meme, the Medieval Market Square, facing off against, from our Animal Crossing region, renamed Animal Crossing from Milwaukee, Maple's Pumpkin Garden.
How did she make it this far?
It's like they're 2 seed.
They're both trying to be the 2013 Warblers, and they can't both be.
NC State, who knows what they are?
Right.
And then on the other side of the bracket, probably the 2 big surprises coming out of the Grand Rapids region. It is our 3-1 Forest Animals Red Fox.
I gotta disagree there, man. I'm not surprised that this one has made it through. I mean, it's got a lot of love in the Tainted, but just in general, like you said, you couldn't find it in stores.
It was hard. It is a number 5 seed though, facing off against what I believe was originally a number 4 seed.
Yeah.
The set with the hardest to remember name in the entire thing.
Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo.
Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo. I was going to say it wrong. Mark knew what it was.
You warned me. That's the only reason I memorized it, is because you told me how hard it was for you to remember it every time you said it the week I wasn't there.
The Shadow Mask Wolf Dojo, the Temple Dojo Shadow Mask, No, it's the Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo, which took out, I think, what a lot of people thought was perhaps going to be the number 1 overall seed. Cinderella, no, not Cinderella. Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs Cottage did not make it because of our Ninjago set here. So here's our Final Four.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple surprises in here. A couple of low seeds
from
their region.
Right.
Coming at it.
How that Medieval Market Village or Medieval Market Town Square, a number 8 seed.
Yeah.
And a polybag. What an interesting matchup we have here in our first Final Four match of the night. It's Medieval Market, Medieval Town Square. There we go. That's now I can't say that one. Medieval Town Square versus Maple's Pumpkin Garden. Are we going for this one first?
Maybe we hold this one since I know it'll be perhaps a little more controversial. We'll do it second. And
I'm going to take a bathroom break when it starts because, again, as you can see, I am the U Maple coach, and so I abstain. Yeah, because I'm probably going to be relatively biased. So you would like to start with the other matchup this evening?
Yes,
is that correct?
I would.
All right, so let's take a look. We're gonna go directly into what I think is going to be the harder match for everybody. We're looking at the Red Fox versus the Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I do have my favorite. Let's hear, Jesse. What's your opinion on this matchup?
I was a Ninjago fan going in, and the Fox Squirrel Owl combo is kind of winning me over.
Is it now? Interesting. Yeah. It is just a great parts pack, and the way you build, especially with your new Mills standard that you're trying to implement with your group. And we got a vote in the Tainted from Charlie Kaufman for the Red Fox. I think this is going to get you further than that Ninjago set for enhancing what you're doing with your Dungeons and Dragons Mills collaboration.
Yeah, it's good character creation skills. Although you'll learn, the wolf head, the wolf head shadow mask, whatever. No, I can't say it. I can't say the
Wolf
name.
Mask Shadow Dojo.
But there is some sculpting there, right?
Quite a bit.
I like sets that teach you some skills, and then parts is also part of the package. Of course,
these are
and
both
minifigs. So you're gonna get minifigs here if you want minifigs.
And there's some villains
in
there.
I've got a lot of Ninjago. So
Jesse, you like your villains though.
I do. This is a tough choice. I want both.
Let's take a look real quick, Ben. I will shout out the numbers if you don't mind doing the math. So we have parts to piece. Forest Animals Red Fox is $50. It has 667 pieces. And then Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo is $120 and has 1,190 pieces. Who's on top here tonight, Ben?
1,190.
Correct.
It is the Red Fox at about 7.5 cents a piece. It looks like.
Is it really? So
Yep.
nice. So you've got Brick Orphanage says, by the way, which I love, all those Animal Crossing streams have skewed the viewer base. Yeah, there's a lot of Animal Crossing streams out there. Charlie Kaufman's voted for the Red Fox. Paige Pritchard voted for the Red Fox. Brick Orphanage voted for the Squirrel. Jesse seems to be voting for the Red Fox. Ben, what do you think about tonight's matchup?
I have both. I'll tell you which one I got first. It was definitely the Red Fox. Though
And
I bought
lucky
him
thing.
for my son to build, and I have seen it in person.
Mhm.
It is absolutely lovely. I'm a big fan of Dark Orange, which might also skew me here a little bit.
Which version did your son build?
He built the Fox.
Okay.
So, it's hard for me to go against the Fox based on all of that.
I agree with
Here, look who we've got.
hey, Stash is in the house.
Yeah.
God, talk about someone I miss every day. And we live in the same city as Adam Stasiak. Welcome. He votes for the Red Fox as well. I would say I agree with Charlie Kaufman here. Like, I also like the Wolf Mask, but the Fox, I just altogether a better set. They both look really good, in my opinion, but I think this just is more appealing. The Dark Orange, like, it's a love letter to Dark Orange. These spouses in the house with Red Fox. I think this is just a blowout, an absolute blowout.
I mean, we can roll the dice just to see what the dice think.
Sure, see if the Wolf Mask gets any
Have
vote.
the
It'll
dice
be
here,
from
yeah.
the
I've
dice.
got a dice cam here so that you guys can
Yeah, we
see,
do.
see
Dice
the
cam.
roll in person. You want to give Ninjago purple dice for all the purple colors.
Yes.
And here they go through the. Oh, three is
Oh.
purple.
19
Oh.
for Red Fox.
So we've got
That's
one vote
That is a
for Wolf
that is
Mask
a-
Shadow Dojo.
No, Wolfmask just got trounced in that one. What are you talking about?
Oh, it did. Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Three for
for
Wolfmask,
Ninjago.
19 for the Red Fox.
My mind's split in several directions as I'm trying to like manage banners and stuff. I'm not like Ben that can do all that and think at the same time.
Well, let's
Hey.
just say that this one was a bit of a blowout. We were expecting
Yeah.
maybe some action, a little bit of spunk from our impossible to say but very lovely Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo.
Yeah,
Red
and
Fox continues
as-
to be the darling.
as they exit the court, let's just remember how much fun we had with the set during this tournament. We realized that there is a playable game in this, a handheld playable game that people can get these characters to fight with each other. We realized that there's stone on one side, a tree on the other, and
Yes.
despite the shallowness of the set itself, only 6 studs for the interior. There's a lot of really great details, a lot of fun small pieces, and these really great minifigures with heroes and villains. But also, I really appreciate the way that they use these window pieces. This old window piece we've seen 1,000 times just adds such a nice texture to it. Great roof technique, great new pieces. Got a big old gong. Got as Jesse just mentioned, a really nice wolf sculpture. I think this set deserves a round of applause as it leaves the court. That was some good stuff there, buddy.
Yeah,
Like, I hope-
great set, no question. But just the minifigs couldn't save it.
Yeah.
It just too much power from the Red Fox, and you could buy 2 Red Foxes, build your 2
Yeah.
favorite models for the price of this one. You could get both the squirrel and the fox, both the squirrel and the owl and the squirrel, whatever.
Yeah.
Probably still have a few leftover pieces.
You know,
Red Fox.
I want to buy
As-
both and make the Red Fox Shadow Dojo.
oh, you have to do that now, you realize.
Ooh.
That would be amazing. Perhaps we should all 3 of us do it. Like 6 months from now, reveal the result. Just judging by realistic what my time would allow me to do for that. But as Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo leaves the tournament, head held high, no doubt about it. But let's take a look at this. This is our first champion of the evening in the March Release Madness Final Four. It is the Squirrel, the Owl, and the Fox. What a great team! Well deserved, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you can find this set, snap it up. It is lovely in person. I will tell you now. Very excellent set, deserving of the win.
Yeah.
Came in with a low seating. 3-in-1s aren't always that popular, but this one really picked up momentum early. We could tell it was going to be a powerhouse, and what do you know? It's in the final 2.
It's hard to design 3 well-made kits.
No kidding.
All three are amazing. Come
Jesse,
on.
last week we compared it to the Tiger from last year. That was kind of cool, like the Tiger itself. The Fox is much better than the Tiger, and the Owl and the Squirrel blow away whatever the hell else you were supposed to be able to build with that.
I mean, you could show all 3 and then say which one do you think is the main character, and be clueless.
And you guys, let's be honest. Like, look how happy that kid is. You could be a kid who wears a hoodie and enjoy the set. You could actually just leave it on your coffee table. A beautiful owl along with your little craft bead project and whatever the hell else is going on in there. And also, you could just leave a squirrel with your houseplants. Yeah. Where would we be without lifestyle shots, you guys?
Holding the acorn? Nowhere. Nowhere is the correct answer.
What if that was like an ashtray behind there on a? It's like,
yeah, it's. They sanitized it because it's got pencils in it, I think. But yeah.
All right. Well, it won't be too long till we see them again, since we're doing the championship match tonight. Now let's move on to a very odd match in the Indianapolis versus Animal Crossing region. We have 2 vastly different sets here in this final matchup of the Final Four. We've got the Medieval Town Square coming in at a whopping 3,304 pieces for $230. And then we've got Maple's Pumpkin Garden, which we don't really even know the price of this thing, at 29 pieces. Let's take a look at her. Yeah, she's got her work cut out for her, I think. This evening. Again, I'm not going to say too much, although I've already said quite a lot, because I am the UMaple coach, and we all know who I'm pulling for, so I'm going to abstain. And to shut my mouth, I'm going to leave the room for a bit so you and the Tainted can actually have a conversation about it. But then this thing, people have been waiting for this for a long time. And this is a great re-release. This is a great reimagining of the original Medieval Market Village, or whatever it was.
Yep, Medieval Market Village, now Medieval
Town Square. And this is the Medieval Town Square.
Yep.
And a lot of people are happy with this, so I am going to remove my headset and let the voting begin.
Let the voting begin.
Well, so we'll talk about these sets first. He's already trying to get to the vote without us hyping up either of them. But this particular set, there was a leaked rumor of it a long time ago. A lot of people seem to be poo-pooing it before they actually saw the final pictures. But when they came out, there was a lot of stuff to take note of that was really nice in this. First of all, we have a goat. At the time, we thought it was going to be the comeback of the goat. Little did we know we were going to get a CMF that also had a goat. But this one's got a gray goat, dark gray goat, and then several callbacks to other sets. And even though Mark and I did a special Maple's Pumpkin Garden release episode, Mark was going to be gone right after this set was announced. And so I had on special guest Mark Larson of Lego Masters fame to discuss the set as well. There are lots of callbacks to prior Lego sets. It pairs well with the Lion Knight's castle. We've got guarded inn reference in here. We've got the tapestry, which has yellow castle, as well as the jousting set. So lots to like here. It opens up fully playable, and the price to parts ratio, very good on it. It's 3,300 pieces for $230. So a very good parts pack as well if you just want to use it to build castle-y or anything for that matter.
Looks good next to the D&D set, which comes out for everybody else tonight.
Yes.
But I've
Comes
paired
up.
it up with that, and it is amazing next to that, actually, because it's like it shows these hinged things, but it's almost like two separate builds.
Mhm.
It's a whole town.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like 6 individual shops in 2 separate buildings that you can sort of move around anywhere.
Roof.
Also has a Wolfpack minifigure, as you showed earlier, with your additional Wolfpack army. So that'll be
Yeah.
a very popular torso, I have a feeling, as well.
Yeah.
We've got some votes coming in. The also, of course, we should keep in mind that it also gave us the controversial question of whether or not we should say it's a medieval hoodie or it's a lace-up tunic. Right there with our friend
Comes
by
with
the
its
tree.
own banners.
Yeah, we also had noted, interestingly enough, when this set was revealed, we talked about the hat on this guy, and we said,
Yeah.
man, that sure looks like it would go great on, say, a dwarf for Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs set. And what do you know?
Spoiler.
Spoiler,
That is
they
correct.
released one.
I think I said it would look good on a dwarf, is what I said.
Yeah, but, we are
Speaking
getting...
of dwarves
least-
and giants, I mean, this versus Maple is your classic David versus Goliath,
Yes.
Maple versus Medieval, Easter Sunday matchup. What's going to happen? I can't wait to see what the dice say, because I got to
Yeah.
lean towards this Medieval giant.
Paige says, keep it simple, Maple. She goes with Maple. Charlie Kaufman apologizes to Mark for voting for Town Square. Brick Orphanage says, Maple's weird ride is over. Back to the Animal Crossing streams with you. Adam also voting for Medieval Market. But we haven't talked about Maple yet, so after we do some talk about Maple, let's see. Maybe there'll be a couple votes in for Maple. What do we love about Maple? Well, first of all, gift with purchase. So you always love the gift with purchase. Very exclusive and expensive on the secondary market. And of course, it has what many consider, and by many I mean my official Brick World / Animal Crossing boss, Mr. Mark Larson, saying that it is the best character by far in the entire AC lineup. He loves Maple. He wants to put all the shirts on Maple. He wants 15 Maples. He's a Maple guy.
I think
What else
Stash
you
will
got?
appreciate this, because as he says, down with polybags. What I say is this is Maple is the 2013 Loyola Warblers of this tournament, which I know he knows what I mean, and I hope he appreciates. And yeah, I mean, she really had no business here, to be honest. I'm her coach, but I do realize it has been an uphill struggle for her.
In the
Paige
final
says no.
four.
We need more cool polybags. Lower prices and are more accessible. Well, unfortunately, Paige, one issue with this, it was a gift with purchase, and you had to spend something like, $150 or something just to get the polybag.
Yeah.
So in some sense, it wasn't cheap. Though you can buy it secondhand at some places for not that much, like a Bricks and Minifigs. If you want to
They're
buy
selling
it on
for $6, right?
$5,
$7
$6.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to buy it on eBay though, especially in Japan, you have to pay like $50 for the polybag. It was crazy.
Yeah. Price gouging.
Yeah. So, I think maybe polybags in general deserve some love depending on how many parts they are and how exclusive the figure is.
Do they have anything
But-
else on this for her? Yeah, there's the cover of the bag. And I mean, to be honest, she has some stuff working against her. Like the Animal Crossing standard is rather disappointing that they didn't give us better trees, better terrain. It's Maple's pumpkin garden, and there's one pumpkin. There's I think 5 different colors of pumpkin in the game, and there's at least 4. Like they could have given us a lot with this, they did not. And we had the same complaints about Medieval Town Square, that we wanted more intricate roofs, wanted more minifigures, wanted this, wanted that. But it is an exciting set, and it's quite the parts pack. So it's a decent matchup, although I'm pretty sure Maple is about to leave with her head held high. I'm very surprised she made it this far. and I'm a little afraid that it was more my influence.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of hype for Maple. I'm not going to say there wasn't, but I think in her region in particular, some of the stronger
Yeah.
sets happen to be Animal Crossing sets.
Yeah.
Though she took out the Big Dog Rover, I think that was really
She
her
did.
only strong competition. Was really last week.
Yeah, I know. I agree here. Maple
guys.
is just a terrible gardener. Lego Team B, before the dice roll, no business here. You heard it from the man himself. Maple, you're out of here. I mean, she did have business here. I was going too far in the opposite direction. So watch your mouth, Lego Team B. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's roll those dice. Let's see if Maple can claw back at least 1 point here.
Purple
Yeah.
dice for Maple this time. Purple dice for Maple. Black dice for the medieval set. And here we go.
Podrins and a sword would have sold it for her.
Maple
Hey, look
with a win on the
Maple.
dice.
Ah!
19 to 13.
Well, get it, Maple. Good job on the dice. However, it's too little, too late. We are now officially calling it, I believe, for Medieval Market Village. Congratulations. The second one of the
Man,
night.
Crazy.
I will say what's interesting as Maple leaves the stadium, it does appear that the Medieval Market Village has given her Julian's space pullover because they appreciate her tenacity and her heart, and so she's leaving pretty happy. There's no killing the smile on her face. I think she did a great job, and so
On the floor.
she's out. Yeah, now we're down to the championship match. I do believe, are we not?
Here we are.
Mm-hmm.
I like how fast we're processing this today. We've got our final two. This might be a barn burner.
Ooh, I think it's going to be.
And number 8 seed, which was really a number 1 seed, versus the number 5 seed out of Grand Rapids. We've got Medieval Town Square versus the darling of the tournament, Red Fox. Is Red Fox finally going to fail or flop to a higher seed, or is it just going to finish everything off here, be the champion, cut down the nets, gather all the flowers, get the name, image, likeness, all that stuff? Here we go.
As the sets warm up, let me share a fun little March Release Madness bit of trivia with you. As I was putting together the thumbnail this week, I went in and put Stitch in the image. And I was looking over the slides to see what region each set came from so that I can put the right color border around each set. And I was like, Ben put Medieval Market Square, Medieval Town Square.
The
there we go.
selection committee.
Right. put it in the final four. I was like, where did he get that idea? Did an extra vote come in at the last minute? And so I looked at it and I was like, perhaps I'm remembering this wrong. So I rewatched that point, and yeah, I think Medieval Town Square beat Stitch by a solid 2 votes and the dice.
It was close.
Yeah, it was very close.
It was close.
So much so that I remember that Stitch won.
Yeah,
But he didn't.
Well, I
And
mean,
here
think
we
about
are.
this. We were, I think, very close to either having Stitch versus Red Fox, or Medieval Town Square versus Snow White. We could have
Right.
had,
I
things
know.
that were very similar. Instead, we got 2 very different things here. Red Fox on the one hand, Medieval Town Square on the other. Both have good price to parts, but let's run the numbers. I have a feeling Town Square might be a little better, but let's find out.
All right, let's take a look. So numbers are, very impressive. 3,304 pieces at $230, and the Red Fox, 667 pieces at $50. Who's on top, Ben?
667.
Mm-hmm.
So Red Fox comes in at about 7.5 cents. Medieval Town
Interesting.
Square beats it by just under 7.
Let's see what the Tainted
6.9.
say. We have a vote for Medieval Red Fox.
Smash it up again.
Charlie Kaufman says Grand Rapids is his home, but that's not an official. Oh, Red Fox. That
Did
is
get one
official.
there.
Brick Orphanage, Town Square. We're 1-1 in the Tainted.
1-1.
Wow.
Where y'all at? Oh,
Paige.
Fox from Paige Pritchard.
Yep. She's
2 to
going
1.
Red Fox.
Mm-hmm. Can't blame her,
Um,
really. How are you guys feeling about this, by the way? This is on us now. This is a rough one, and I'd like to know your guys' opinion.
Ooh,
Oh,
ACOB goes
ACOB with the
Fox.
fox. Nice.
The Tainted are getting some Fox in here.
The fox has been the darling the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah. Imagine buying 3 of the 3-in-1 sets, building all 3 of them.
Yeah.
You still got less than the medieval town square for money.
Second
but
time. Ooh, medieval market.
Stash's village.
Medieval village square or medieval town square comes in from Stash. You got to call it by the right name, Stash, for it to count as a vote. No, I'm kidding.
Nah.
Hey Ben,
Give a
so
little love to Fox still.
that's the second time that you've mentioned buying all 3,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can make all 3 models. And I know you're a big Castle fan for the memes. Where
For
are
the
you
memes.
at?
I have 2 of the Fox. Because my son has 1. I have the other, which I have not built. I have at least 2 of the medieval town square. So, I haven't done the buy 3 and build all 3. Since
Yeah.
my son built the Fox, I might build the owl. though
But
the
you're only
squirrels are
1
hard.
away.
I'm very close. Very close.
Stash calls it medieval market village 2.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Exactly. Agreed.
Those
So that vote counts.
Z-Spouse, I did use
I need paper for this.
my credit at Bricks and Minifigs to get one of them, so I didn't actually spend any money on one of those. And the other one, I used my insider point. So, yeah. I
And
didn't,
one was
didn't spend
one was
that
for your
much on
son, so that's that's noble.
it. Right.
I've
We're
got
getting
the Red Fox in my wish list now, but I
come
have
on,
not
folks.
bought one yet. And
Alright.
I do plan on getting it for a couple of purposes now, if I do the dojo thing. Otherwise, the owl had caught my eye, and of course, me and D&D would make it an owl bear, and I think the pieces would be there for me to kind of take part of the fox's 4 legs and add the owl face techniques and come up with something there. So
Yeah.
All right. So the
Mark's getting official with the tally here.
yeah, parts per piece was for the fox, correct?
No, that was for the town square.
Oh damn!
one.
Damn, dude.
7.5
Even with
cents versus about 7 cents.
So we've got 1.
shouldn't the lower number?
Win, yes.
1.
It was 6.9 cents a piece for medieval town square.
Okay.
1. All right, interesting. So, and Ben, did you reach a conclusion? What did you vote for?
Oh, I almost feel guilty, but I'm gonna vote for the town square.
Oh, interesting. Jesse, where you at?
Too much into Castle right now, and voted with my wallet already. The medieval town square.
All right, we gotta talk to the dice, man.
We do.
Oh
We
yeah.
gotta see what the dice say.
Okay. Change my camera here. All right. What? The colors aren't
I'd
so
say
obvious. What do
purple
you
for the
want, Mark,
fox.
for
Purple for the fox, black
Purple
for
fox, okay.
yeah.
Purple Fox Shadow Dojo? Here we go. Bum, bum. 14 for the fox,
Oh,
and yeah, that looks like a 19
for the town square.
town square.
That means it's tied the mega blocks up. We have 5 votes for each between the price per parts, the dice, and the tainted, and the 2 of you. So now I get to make a decision here. However, hopefully we'll get some more comments in from the tainted. I'm leaning towards the fox.
Ooh.
Just for like ingenuity, just for like the first 3-in-1 that we all want to build all 3 of them. I was
Cinderella
disappointed in Medieval Town Square that it didn't have better build techniques, better roof techniques, more minifigures. So we've got 6 for the fox, 5 for the Medieval Town Square, but this is going into overtime. It's been way too close. So we're gonna wait for some more votes for the tainted. In the meantime, let's view some beautiful images from these sets. Again, I think the most important one from this set is the fact that we have 3 amazing models from one set. Everybody wants all three of these. Probably several people that we know, maybe some in the Tainted, have bought this 3 times to build all three. And then Medieval Town Square, of course, has one of our favorite banners, the medieval hoodie. That's what I need to do next, is Maple in the medieval hoodie. So we got a vote from Lego Team B for the Fox. So the Fox is squeaking ahead here in overtime. So we've got 7 votes for the Fox, 5 for the Medieval Town Square. Let's take another look at this in all its beautiful medieval glory. Lots of good functions, right? Lots of cool pieces, lots of animals, lots of food.
Little sight cards, yeah. Like a lot of those come out of the set.
Fun hair molds in new colors. This little evil troubadour who hides his coins.
Storytelling.
Yeah,
a big part
very
of
fun
Lego.
story.
That
Yeah,
guy's like the tax collector, and now he's playing it
Oh!
for some reason.
they even have Mrs. Lovett, who makes pies out of men. Look at her. She definitely murdered that pie.
Yeah. We
Cute
were
set.
all speculating that maybe with the only 2 figures on that table, they were playing chess. But I think maybe they're playing D&D, and
I agree.
Yeah,
So
in the
Jesse's
basement
literally
there.
in the set.
basically. I mean,
There
you
he
know,
is with his
that
giant
mustache.
mustache.
Yeah.
Definitely Jesse.
Definitely looks just like him.
All right, well, we're coming down to it.
Myself.
Let's see, Ben, I do believe in our brand we have a timer, so I'm going to give it a minute for other
Okay.
votes to come in. Where is it? I can't find it, so I'm just going to use my phone. We have a minute for another vote to come in. We are in the last throws.
If you're in the chat and you have not voted, please cast your vote for the Fox or the Town Square.
The dice have spoken. The price per parts have spoken. The 3
Darn.
hosts have spoken. The Tainted have
Burner.
spoken. And Fox is ahead by 2 points, you guys.
Ooh, Cinderella story.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, really, like, I'm surprised the dwarfs are not here.
Yeah,
I really thought the dwarfs and Stitch. I mean, they probably couldn't because I think they were in the same region. I don't remember anymore.
the Disney region.
No,
Right?
I think dwarfs, as you say, and Stitch would have been possible.
Yeah, I
Um,
expected that then.
I think this is kind of the second version of that. Fox is very Stitch-esque.
Hmm.
Medieval Town Square, very cottage-esque. If the Fox already beat something very similar to the Town Square, I guess it's not surprising that the Tainted have a love for it here.
I like that there's no IPs involved in this. And Lego Team B, we would have needed 2 more votes for the Medieval Town Square for it to be a tie, but it's not because that minute is up and we have our final champion. It's
Man.
this freaking guy right here. Look at this.
That's
Alternate
great.
candidate wants to be the first to dissect this. Love both, plan to grab both. However, grabbing Medieval first. Both look great as standalone displays, but only Medieval Town Square works in the layout as well. JS
Nice.
means just
saying. But
just
I
saying.
think
Thank you.
I think if you were going to have one of these sitting in the background of your work environment, it's going
Let's-
to be one of the 3 models here, or maybe even all 3. So I think non-Lego
like that.
fans can
Maybe
also get
just
into
like
this.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it appeals to a broader audience. It appears.
It seems to.
It appeals. It appears.
It has a lower price, even though you don't get as many parts. You could buy, I always like saying this, you could buy 4 of the Fox, still have $30 left over. That'll get you, 1 dinner at Chipotle these days. But that's what you could have left over. You could build all 3 sets and or all 3 figs and use the leftover parts for building a new Shadow Mask Dojo Red Fox Temple face. If you wanted to. And though I voted for Medieval Town Square, we have it here. Here it is, the champion. The bracket is complete.
Look at that.
Red Fox
Crazy.
Fox.
sitting
1.
as the champion, coming out as a number 5 seed,
Looking
cutting
proud.
down the nets. Hard to believe.
Good job.
Hard to believe, but not hard to believe at all. Darling of the tournament. There it is.
Doing a little retrospective here with our hip music. Came from the beginning as a number 4 seed or a number 5
Number
seed?
5 seed, I believe.
Number
Yes.
5 seed for the win.
You can
Yeah,
come back
check
and look
this
here.
out.
Yes. Number
Who would have
5 seed.
guessed? Knocked
So
down
the-
huge champions like the medieval town square, like the dwarfs, like Stitch, like everyone's favorite Maple.
Yes.
This is the last set standing. After
Yeah.
all that,
Do you
this
want to?
is-
I think we should cover the Fox's journey. The Fox took out the number 4 seed, the
Oh, go
Sorting
ahead.
Hat.
Yeah, I would say get it. Do you have slides for this, or
I do. I'm gonna
All
get
right,
it up
perfect.
on here. The Fox took out the Sorting Hat.
Oh, this Harry Potter.
Then it took
Whoa.
out the Dragon Shrine, which
was
a
insane?
Beautiful
Another
set.
good Ninjago.
Yep. Then took on some Star Wars. Took out the top Star Wars dog,
Ooh.
the Tonti
I mean, that's all
4
over the
set.
place.
That's
And
crazy.
there it is, standing by itself, moving into the final 4. And then when we got to our final 4, it took out our other little darling, the Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo, to come to the championship round. And there it is. It dropped
There
the
we are.
hammer. It flew over Nod-On and stole all the acorns from the medieval town square and finished its run as champion.
Lego Timmy is here. He just joined us and he says, "What's up?" Well, I hope that amazing summary you just gave us, Ben, catches Timmy up for sure. And then Lego Team B drops this comment to end the tournament. That's the new ratio we need. Peace to Chipotle.
Yes. How many Red Foxes plus Chipotle can you buy for this other set? And if it's, if you can get more than one Red Fox and a Chipotle, hey, it might win.
There we have it. What an exciting tournament that we had in our March release madness. That was fun.
Pretty cool. Let's see some fireworks for the Fox. Come on now.
Lego Timmy wants to see May 1st madness.
Woo!
Yeah, there are only a few May sets, but there are some good ones.
Whoa,
It'll
I
take
haven't
us
done
less
that
time
one
then.
yet. I have not done that
Yeah.
one. So
Rock the
Oh,
Mega
the
Blocks
horns?
on. Yeah. All right.
that'll-
Candidate says awesome Final Four for sure. I agree. And we got them
Yeah.
all done in March. We didn't even bleed over into April.
That's right. Unlike
So
March
there it is.
Madness.
Yeah.
Who are
Is
those
it still
punks?
going?
Why'd
Oh
they
my
get
gosh,
started
it
so late
is.
this year? Yeah, they got started like a week later than they normally do, I think.
Yeah.
Judging by where Brickworld Indianapolis fell. We're usually in the tournament by the time it starts, and we were not in the tournament yet. So
Right.
Well, they keep adding extra rounds and
Wow.
more teams, and
Well, that's a fun way to go through the release dates, whatever month it is.
we've got some rumors to discuss next, but before we do that, let's talk
Yeah.
about more sponsors if y'all don't mind. I mind apparently because I have the wrong screen up. So give me 1 second and I will get those guys back up. We are talking tonight about ACOB again. Just kidding. We already talked about him. I'm going to go ahead and in case you guys need to take a break or do anything, take us all off screen. But these are our charity partners. We've got Bricks of Hope. They're at Brickworld every year, and they've got that amazing number down there in the lower left-hand corner, 1,665,660 bricks that they've gotten into the hands of sick kids. We also have coming to Brickworld this year, Little Bricks Charity. If you've seen the guy on social media who does the brick walk, walking with bare feet on bricks, he does that for the same exact mission that Bricks of Hope has, getting Lego sets into the hands of sick kids. A lot of kids just need a little bit of help, need a little bit of happiness, need a little brightness in their day. These two charities get Lego sets into the hands of sick children. Those who are dealing with injuries, even just having a Lego set in their hands to help rehabilitate any hand injury that they have. There's all sorts of uses for Lego to brighten the life of a sick kid. If you've got the means and this means something to you, please check out both of these. They will be at Brickworld Chicago this year, and you can go and talk to them directly. Great people, great organizations, big parts of Brick World. Happy for them to be here. This is not a charity organization, but this is Bricker Builds. They do all of our shows. They have a lot of fun. They really know how to like get a crowd hyped. They have some really fun pop culture stuff. Check them out if you are into um, IPs that Lego hasn't necessarily produced or sets that Lego hasn't produced in specific IPs, but they're not specific IPs. They're just somewhat similar, somewhat reminiscent. Check out Bricker Builds. Great guys, a lot of fun. And here's two Instagram streams that we've talked about in the last few weeks that I just want to bring up in case you don't follow them, in case you're not aware of amazing work like this. Actually, I don't know that we've talked about Zachary Steinem, um, but I found him recently and bookmarked it for this specifically. What a fun mind. What great stuff has he done with Lego bricks? Check him out. Really fun stream. Zachary Steinem on Instagram. His handle is Steinman Zachary. You can see it right here. Instagram.com, Steinman Zachary. And then if you go to Brick Sheepa, we talked about him last week. Inspiration to Jesse for his new Mills project, but also an inspiration to many. He's got kind of a midi-sized figure that he's built, and he shows you how to build. And he's built several different types of characters out of them. You can see here, he's got like a ninja frog. You see here, he's got like someone on a horse, and the horse and the figure are built with the same technique. You see something simple like this that's just beautiful, makes an actual um, scale figure from the size of the minifigure head. Lots of fun poses, lots of fun possibilities. I think it's going to open up something new in the Lego community. The more that we all see this type of work and are inspired by it. Since I do buildings, I'm kind of afraid of being inspired by him because I don't want to have to upscale all my buildings to this size of figure. But you can see it really well here in his stormtrooper pictures, how he does this. Jesse has a skeleton that he showed on last week's episode. Uh, really fun
I
new
think
technique,
the
really inspiring.
I think the Star Wars helmets, the helmeted figures, kind of work really well with that scale.
Yeah, agreed.
Or a hoodie. So
Or a
yeah,
medieval hoodie.
inspiring
Yeah,
stuff. Look at that.
yeah.
That's great.
And Jesse, if you haven't seen the episodes before, is doing a Mills collaboration for his D&D group that utilizes this specific technique in order for everyone in his group to be able to express their personalities and the characters that they play in Critical Bricks Dungeons and Dragons interactive stream that Jesse does every Friday night, I
Yep,
believe.
yep.
What time does that
Every
start? 9 Central?
we were doing 9 Central and we started moving it up to 8 Central. It gave us
Good
another
call.
hour, a little buffer, and we still kind of hang out in the back room after hours. But boy, yeah, this guy. Oh,
Look at the
that's not that
doggies.
scale, but yeah.
Those are Rustafel rabbits.
Oh, right.
You have to say
Yep.
it that way, I think.
The minifig's back to
There you
normal
go.
scale here. This guy,
Yeah.
he knows
Well,
what he's doing.
Well, it's what's fun with him is like you can see the point where he was like doing minifig stuff, and then he was
Mhm.
building these creatures, and he was like, "What if I just built the people with this
That
same
dimension.
technique?" So you
Yes.
can see where he switches over
Crazy.
and stops using minifigures. Oh, the Balrock. This is a cool one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
Again,
Yep.
this one is brick.sheepa. You can see
Hoping
it
to see
right
stuff
here.
like that.
Yeah.
Because we'll be doing the players and doing monsters upscaled a little bit to this MIDI scale, and
Yeah. Great
have a
stuff.
table full of stuff at Chicago. So
We love when people inspire the entire community.
the Discord is a little bit more lively. People are working on it, and
Yeah.
can't wait to share more
Mm-hmm.
as more is available.
Agreed, 100%. Ben, what's up? Oh, hey, actually, take that run show out of there, if you don't mind. Sorry. Jesse, if people are watching and they want to get more involved in that and they want to be part of what you're doing at Brick World, what should they do?
You could probably direct message me on Instagram. I'm easy to find. Jesse Spirit Galaxy.
Yep.
Um, Opening the table for people that are playing the game. So not just people that I'm the dungeon master for. And there might be an opening. Yep.
Oh wait, we that's
I promoted the show. There's some of the D&D kit and our players from the last 2 weeks. You get those characters, and most of these friends of mine, Larry and Nikki and Mel, will all be in Chicago.
I
Troy
love Mel.
making the
Love Larry.
D&D MIDI scale thing with me. It'll be a benched thing, so we should be able to accompany or have 18 different 10-inch base plates.
Yeah, there's that shield you were talking about earlier. I could have just pulled this up on Instagram
Yeah,
instead of us seeing it on your phone. So if they
right.
want to hit you up on Discord, do you have a handle on Discord that you're willing to give people, or is it better for them to hit you up on your Instagram feed?
Yeah, I would say I'm not the greatest with Discord, so
Boing.
if you want an invite, I'd rather see what you're building. If I don't know you
Nice.
already, would probably help. But I know a
Good
lot of
call.
people in the community. See
Excellent.
people that have tuned into our live stream game. The first episode has over 1,000 views on YouTube. So
Nice,
if you want to
Jesse.
watch, yeah, I went bananas a week ago with the views because I was the first one to do it, and now Lego is promoting their own live game play with popular streamers and the creators of that set, and I've been having a real blast with this in the last 2 weeks.
So before we move on to the last segment, Jesse, let's you and I talk about what's happening at midnight.
What's
You
happening at mid
you tell your news for midnight. I'll tell my news for midnight.
for midnight? Oh,
Yeah, aren't you going to purchase something?
it's April 1st, and you
Yeah.
can buy this set. I know I already have it because I have a Lego fan friend, but I'm gonna vote with my wallet and buy it again.
Mm-hmm.
And there he is. Thanks, Mel, doing his part in his videos. And Mel joins us all the time on the stream. And yeah, I can't get enough Dungeons and Dragons. So April 1st release date. Stay up till midnight Eastern time, and if you're Central, that's 11 o'clock, so not too
Yep.
late. And get yours
Yeah.
almost today.
And if you guys were wondering about Brickworld Chicago, you have exactly the same amount of time to wait for the Dungeons and Dragons set release that you do to register for Brickworld Chicago at the pre-sale rate of $100. At midnight, it will go midnight central. It'll go up to $135. So if you have not yet registered for Brickworld Chicago, please go to brickworld.com. Don't ask me too many questions about this because I clearly do not know.
I
But
can
go
I
to
can answer another question because I
oh
just
yeah,
went
what
on
did you find
after
out?
after you showed the plastic case, the brick
Yeah,
shelf collector, whatever it's called.
brick shell cases. Yep.
I was like, I need one of those lanyards. How do I do this? And I
Yeah, this
had
one right
to,
here, right?
yeah, that
Look
looks
at
so
that.
cool. Come on. That's great.
So did you find
Oh,
it? Was it on your
yes.
registration page under pre-purchase items?
I had to edit my registration.
Aha. What?
And then, yeah, to add an option because I had the brick badge and I had the set,
Okay.
but I had to go in and edit. So you might
Edit.
need a frequently asked question thing.
Yeah.
Edit your registration. It
Yeah,
won't
we do.
charge you again. It'll charge you the $19.99 for this lanyard. But I did confirm that that went through. I just had to go through an edit of registration to add more options.
Yeah. So what we're jumping ahead a little bit, but once you're registered, you have a number of options. And if you haven't registered yet, it will give you the option for these while you're registering. But if you've already registered, you have to jump through a couple hoops, which we will get We will get information out there for exactly how to do this. But not only the lanyard case that we just showed, but this 12-figure case that's branded for Brick World Chicago 2024 with our artwork, with the theme, which is Let's Go Exploring. Minifigures not included. This is a place for you to put the minifigures that mean something to you, maybe minifigures that you get at Brick World Chicago. But it's a commemorative Brick World Chicago 2024 case that you can pre-purchase with your registration through brickworld.com and Cvent. And this is $60, $59.99, and this is $20. $19.99. So again, if you haven't registered yet, go to convention general information, scroll down past all the information, unless you need answers to certain questions. Most of this information will answer it for you, but below this table here, you got two buttons. You have one for a tutorial video that'll show you exactly how to register, and then one for getting yourself to the Cvent site, which is right here. Clicked it again, and you can fill out this information here and get your registration going. Again, do that before midnight because the price will go up to $135 at midnight tonight, Central Time. Until then, it's $100. So save yourself some money, register now, and get yourself some really cool pre-purchase stuff like this lanyard and this minifigure case and the GBC workshop set, the event exclusive set, and some other fun stuff. And there you go. That's our midnight news. And with that, we can move on to our last segment for the evening. It's always sad, right?
It
We
is.
start getting towards the end of things.
Yeah, and I will say I was adding a brick badge for someone who I had registered, one of my
Yeah.
children. If you are going to add an item for someone who's not you, even if you registered them under you as part of your party, you need to log in as them to edit a registration.
Oh boy, we have a lot
Yes.
of stuff to fix.
Yes. But it will work. So if you want to go back in and add any of the brick shell cases for someone other than yourself who was registered with your party like a minor child, you can do it. Just register, log in as them to do it.
So Reed is here. He wants to know when yard sale spots open up. And again, we haven't announced that yet because it's been somewhat off our radar with changing systems from our own WordPress site to Cvent. So we'll have to add that to our list and get that done soon because garage sale slots are $5 a piece. We just want you to guarantee that you're going to be there because the garage sale can be somewhat sticky. But yeah, we'll get that taken care of, Reed. Thank you for reminding me.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. Today's show brought to you by S_B_ Set Breakdown. Let's break down some of these new things coming out. I think we can talk about both some of the rumors as well as what's coming out tomorrow. But I wanted to start with a particular item which has now been confirmed. I think I have some interesting feelings about it that maybe not everyone will agree with. But that would be what we're starting with here. The space collectible minifigures.
Good image.
There's so much going on in this.
Yeah, to say the least.
I've been wanting to ask you all week, what are you excited about in this? Unless you want to go through it in a different way.
Less than I would like to be. There are a few things that I do like, but there are several things that I don't. So let's start with what I think are the standouts that I do like. I like the M-Tron guy. I think he's a decent little update of the classic. He's got that magnetic-y arm thing coming out of the back to hold whatever it is that he's holding there. But that one's classic enough that I like. There's a good picture of it there. So I think that whatever that accessory is that he's holding with the
that looks new.
It looks like a
with the piece
with a
a magnet clamp. I think that's really cool. I wish he had a visor, quite honestly. Not sure why he doesn't.
You can easily add one though.
You
it
could.
looks like his face has like magnetic stuff on it, so it shows that he's like maybe a nano human.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that the face is yellow. It looks like maybe it's like spring yellow green or something, kind of like
Glow
a
in the
weird
dark?
color. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little strange, but I like that one.
I don't
Um,
know if that image is the best one to analyze the base, but you can
Yeah.
see the base on that last. I don't know if it's on all the figure pictures, but the base that it comes with has a star print pattern on it.
yeah.
I had a better print. I mean, I'm sorry, I had better pictures on a site, and then I can't find them because I restarted my computer before the live stream started. So
Yeah.
we're
Always
dealing with this
happens.
one, I guess.
Well, you can
Um,
see it on that Mtron one, or I don't know if you have more single shots.
yeah, that last one you could see it.
Oh, here,
They
sorry.
they
Which
have
one?
done
This?
specialized or slightly different bases. This is the part we're talking about here. Yeah, you can
This
see the
one or
star
no?
print on there.
Yeah, you can
Yep.
see the base,
Yeah.
see the stars. I mean, you can't see a lot of it, but
Yeah.
the printed base.
The
So I
site I
like
was.
that one.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And then the other ones that are on the list outside of that I do have a liking for.
Hmm.
I do like kind of this alien looking guy in the lower left with the unique head that kind of looks like a bug head.
The xenomorph looking
The
Yeah,
legs.
thing.
He's got
he's
like
got the cool legs and all that. I like I like that one. He's also kind of got some sort of back shell carpus thing going on there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Look at this.
So he's kind of buggy.
Oh,
Looks like his
oh,
head is
wow. That's
trans
cool.
dual molded with like a translucent
Yeah.
part over the top of like a
Wow.
silver or exoskeleton part.
I hope those are 2 parts, actually.
They might be.
I
Do you remember
Or they
doubt it.
could be a single dual molded one. Who
I
knows?
hope
That
not,
looks like a
because
single head piece
I
Yeah.
really wanted that I
with
think
the
it was a
shoulder.
DC character, or maybe a Marvel character that had like the flame hair,
Mm.
but it was all one piece. And I
Yep.
was like, I want the flame part just.
Ghost
Yeah,
Rider. Yep.
the
I
wings
like
on that
the
bug. Wow.
hmm
cloven hooves in
Cloven
dark blue
hooves.
are cool.
Yes.
That
So that
star
one I
pattern
like.
base.
The classic spaceman right next to him, I think is pretty good.
That's
Uh,
so boring.
yeah, but it's very classic. And you remember they used to have those single piece backpack
Yeah,
jet
yeah,
things. It's like doing
Mhm.
that with
Yeah,
additional pieces. That's a little
I
more
guess.
customizable.
it's a light and a camera.
Look, you can also get that tile there with the classic space logo on it.
Is that a three
He's
by four tile?
it
It's
looks
probably
like
a two
it's
by
2
three.
by 3.
2 by 3. Okay.
Yeah, and there's some nice printing, like a printed joystick on the cheese slope. And I'm guessing that the coloration on him is probably tomato soup.
Probably.
So there are a number of reasons why I
Oh, it's
will.
a her. Don't you say him.
Okay, her. Number of reasons why I would like to get this one.
Cool. Yeah.
So that one's cool. And then the ice planet guy next to him, I think is pretty cool.
Mhm.
Outside of those 4, I don't particularly like any of the other ones.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
All right, let's get you back to just like don't assume gender because the ice planet is also a woman.
Yeah, the ice planet one's cool.
Cyber penguin.
The cyber penguin I love. I like
Yes, I love that.
the helmet piece.
Pauldrons again.
Yep.
Oh,
The chainsaw is built with a couple of pieces that I like. It's got the bent handle piece as
One by
well
one.
as that new 1x1 stud on side piece that's too
yeah.
tall
Rounded.
in blue.
All right, so Reed says he likes the trans purple guy, and we will get to the trans purple guy. I have a lot to say about that one. Just
Oh,
10
I'm sure
years
you
too
do.
late to be the army behind Hope Castle. Brick Orphanage says, yeah, I had very high hopes for space CMFs and only interested in a few. Okay, you guys, maybe enjoy some of the fun new stuff in all of them a little bit more because I'm excited about all of these actually. Maybe there's one or two I'm not as excited as.
Oh, okay.
So Paige Pritchard says kind of reminds me of an ood.
Whatever that is.
OOD? I don't either.
That's
Paige,
from
can you
Doctor Who.
expound? Oh, okay. Which one is an ood, Jesse?
It's kind of a weird alien with like a mouthpiece.
Oh yeah, what I mean is like
The
which
insect guy.
character?
The insect one, I think.
Probably the insect one. I would have to
This
look
is
at. I don't have them all memorized.
this is an ood.
Maybe. I don't,
So let's talk about this translucent purple guy. This is
Orion.
the constellation of Orion, which is my dog and my dad's favorite constellation. So I'm gonna try to get like roughly 90 of these.
Why is he holding a trans purple club? If you could help me out
because
here.
because that's what Orion the Hunter is holding. Look at the constellation here, which by the way in the picture is upside down. So whoever staged these pictures is a dummy.
Whoops.
So
It's right
We
side
all
up in the
know.
official Lego image,
so
though.
this is a shield here, and this is the
Oh,
club. He's Orion the Hunter. He killed a lion, I believe. Um,
most people should know the 3-star belt
The belt, yep.
yeah,
Orion's
duh.
belt.
to find. Well,
I mean,
just
if you
saying.
saw Men in Black, you should at least have an idea that it exists. But his skin is the nebula that Orion sits in,
I knew we
which
would
is
talk about this one. I knew you would be a fan of it. I will get one. I'm not going to get 80 of them, though.
we're going to talk about this. Why was it not one of your favorites? I'm fine if you don't want 80 of them, but why is this not one that you even said was one that you wanted? What's wrong with you?
Well, I like the chest piece. I'm not sure that I need a lot of glittery trans purple in my life.
It's
I
not
don't-
glittery. It's
It's the nebula.
stars.
Okay, fine. Though I don't think they'll all be the same because, the Lego part is glittery purple.
Okay.
Glittery trans purple. I
Yeah.
don't love the hair piece.
I love the hairpiece.
You might. I don't. And the club was throwing me off. I think also the official image, it does not look as good as this image.
Here's another image of
Shield is
him.
awesome.
The armor is actually awesome.
Yeah, I
it
like
is.
the torso actually.
Like
I
the
might pull the
shield?
arms off him.
I think that's one of the reasons I want it. 80 of them. I said 90, I think. The shield would be like a really cool sci-fi like barrier or railing or edge of a roof, whatever. I do really like that they are moving into transparent minifig parts more and more because they used to be really hard to come by. And the trans purple I think is really great. Maybe it's not the best hair mold, but at least there's a trans purple hair mold to like make characters out of. And I
Yeah.
think like the only thing that I like transparent minifigures for is that nebula build I did for our world tree. I had a lot of fun with that, and I really want to revisit the idea at some point in my life.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right,
so I'm not
so
going to buy a bunch of these, but I think it's all right.
I'd like to ask, and where are we? We're at nhothbricks.com. Um, so I, so this drives me nuts because all of the images are this, right? This is a human being controlled by an alien. However,
Hmm.
this is supposed to be like the background screen. And for it to be a human who's being controlled by an alien and nobody knows, the face should be showing out the front. But I think they're trying so hard to show that it's like a human under the control of an alien. They're putting like the
Right.
port screen
Mhm.
in front and they shouldn't be.
And they got the hatch in the back, and then they have the aliens that are controlling them there as little trophies. Yeah, I mean, absent this picture, if you just looked at the official image, you would have no idea what was going on. It's
Well,
very confusing.
the official image has this as the face too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so you meant without this image, you wouldn't know.
Without the back there, because now you can see the
Right.
hatch. You can see the face with
The
sort of the
hatch.
screen part around
So it's a mech for tiny little aliens.
right?
They like tried too hard to like so. And you're not a fan of this? Why?
It's okay. This is like the counter to a retro spaceman that they already did.
Okay,
The dog's cute,
dog's awesome.
but I don't need 80 of them. It's the same thing.
Do you want one?
Yep, I'll get one for sure.
All right, perfect. All right, good. So you like it.
I like it. It's not one that I'm like, OMG, that is so cool. I will get one. That's it. Now we're looking at the Mtron guy there. Super cool. People will buy this one for the baby. I'm not sure the nursemaid is wonderful or the nurse nanny, whatever she is.
Transparent arms, dark azure hair.
Okay.
Yeah. Medical kind of
I can-
badge.
Not
I can
crazy.
tell you what she would look great as.
Go for it. Tell us.
A robo toot in our builds.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely expand that family. We have a few.
Hmm.
I would say like what's exciting for me about this entire line is it expands like you know how like a lot of early Castle fans complained that there wasn't a lot of like villager types, like merchants and
Yep.
like they were only knights and kings and this seems to be like expanding the possibility for like your Lego space universe if you're like a Lego space builder for like different types of personalities and parts. And I thought you'd be more excited about it.
Well, I don't hate that. It's just some of the molds are strange, and
It's on the back there.
they're very like, I don't know.
What's on the back of the nurse?
Oh, the back of the nurse, sorry. Because we'll talk about this guy in a second
Does
because
they
I was also
show
very
with or
confused.
without hair? Without hair, there's something.
Charging port
Oh, there you go. And a
or a pause
battery
Battery.
symbol.
a pause button, I guess.
Play pause button? I don't know.
Charge. Full half charge.
I mean, she should just be able to like stand on something that recharges her whole thing. She doesn't. She shouldn't need a cord.
Or take her hair off. Yeah.
What's that
If
called?
It's a
if you're
callback to
building
something, though.
if you're building a space port,
There, Jesse.
right? There you go.
Yay! That's going to be a piece
So,
that people use in habitats as the
mm-hmm,
whole background of their
mm-hmm,
habitat as a starry
mm-hmm.
sky, because I think you could stack it and just show stars.
So, so Ben, you were saying
Yeah,
if
if
you're
you're
building a
building a
spaceport,
spaceport, you could
mm-hmm,
probably find a use for every one of these figures, which I
but
totally get.
also, but also, let's grab this one. You can grab. Wait, that horrible picture for this. You can grab like the arms, the torso, the pauldrons, the legs, and like because she has like the metal clamp feet
Hmm.
for like Ice Planet. You can take every part of these and make whatever you want out of just the minifigures that are available now, which we haven't had this much like diversity in minifigure parts for space ever. And so you
Well,
can
and
make
that's one
whatever
of
you
the
want out of
ones
these.
that's one of the ones I like, and I'm excited to buy multiples of. Maybe I should be more clear. I'm going to get all of them.
Hmm.
The ones I'm going to get multiples of are the
Yeah,
Emetron, the Alien, and the Ice Planet one, and
but
I'll probably
not
get a
this
couple of the
alien.
classic, but I'm not going to get 7 of this guy.
What about
He's
this alien?
cute, but I don't need 7 of him.
Right.
He's cute. I like his head.
I think a
Yeah.
successful series is do you want all 12?
I'm going to get all 12, whether I want them or not.
I think they really thought that the
Can I say this? The one I am
no.
most disappointed in is the Blacktron one.
Let's talk about that. The mutated one.
Hmm.
What disappoints you about this?
He's mutated.
You just wanted a regular
I did.
Blacktron.
Oh, does
An
he have
updated
2 arms?
Blacktron guy.
How's that going to happen?
He's the Stitch or the
Oh,
not
how is that going to
The
happen?
double
whatever.
arm
The
on one
double
side.
arm.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, who took these
Hey.
pictures? You need to show us that. What?
That's cool.
That's mutation, but I mean,
But yeah, you
show
couldn't
us the
buy
piece.
2 and get a left arm and a right arm. You're only
Right.
gonna get the
No,
one
unless he
side.
was so mutated that he was like, "Nyeh."
The leg is strange. Like,
the,
I don't
the
know
the
what he
cloven
is.
hoof leg in,
But it's just
and
one leg
again,
again. Only the right leg.
exactly, yeah. Okay, I appreciate your disappointment in that actually. Just because there's at least not a matching point for you to make anything you want to. Every alien you want to make with a lime green double arm and a lime green leg has to be a half Z.
Right. And it's like Blacktron, the second round of Blacktron where I really liked
Mhm.
way back in the day. It's nostalgic, all that stuff. But then they just, made him weird and kind of it's like
Yeah.
just him. You can't do anything else with him. He's like a character and just one character.
Mhm.
I understand your disappointment in this one, and therefore, like even if you wanted to make it non-mutated, yeah, sure, you can get a black arm, but are they making this leg
No.
a right leg for this? Um, it seems in hearing your
Whew.
experience with it, your opinion of it, like it was like space. Let's honor space fans by committee. What's happening here?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is happening here?
I don't know. This one
Oh
confuses me.
boy.
What's he
What
cooking?
what is
It's
the
like
I
what are
think
the
it's the poo. I
legs?
think it's the poopies,
Jetsons
the legs,
style robot
the little roller legs, but they don't move.
vacuum cleaner robot.
Oh, we've been ignoring comments. So
Well,
Brick
this
Orphanage
one in
says,
here.
I like the robot legs. The nanny robot could be great in a medical bay. Been wanting retro gray alien figs. This new one is disappointing because it has a tourist shirt on, maybe. Um, Ice Planet is perfect for army building. I agree with that, actually. Reed says, but will the hair be molded to the head like the older figs with the trans hair? There's so two
Ooh.
thoughts on that. One for the insectoid one that we mentioned. I hope the Orion one is not molded to the head. I really hope it's not. Um, it's a human suit for micro aliens.
We
Yes,
got that. Yeah.
got that. Might be just a painting in a modular home too. We really lost the thread somewhere.
It might be the star platform.
The star platform.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like the Blacktron 2 guy, but totally understand the criticism. Being able to army build with a complete figure would have been nice. Yeah, I get that too, Ben. This is bonkers. I can't imagine who's going to want this. Look at the minifigure head.
The legs are interesting, but
Yes.
that's about it. I don't
Look,
think they're super useful, but yeah, the the head is
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, I mean, the legs, a whole bunch of those could be some crazy architecture.
You could
unless you're
use them for
doing
something else.
a like oh dang, I forgot the name of it. The the meaning of the universe is 42. What is that?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Hitchhiker, yeah.
Yeah, he'd be a good robot that has the existential dread. Do you guys notice they gave him a bow tie? Like a sound stripe bow tie.
Just
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Why
Weird.
is I don't know. This
I don't
picture
know.
even makes his head look stranger than the official image.
It's a cooking
Yes.
robot. Like he should almost have a
Marvin.
microwave built
It's
into his
Marvin.
chest so you can like cook right inside the body.
Which is what I thought as well, but then why is there data on that screen?
Right. It doesn't look like there's an input for where do you put the the food.
Is the data supposed to like make a picture? I can't quite see one there.
I don't know. My I'm trying to put up comments, but my mouse isn't clicking.
Okay, I
Thank
got
you.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure, but the bow tie.
Out of this whole series, can you show the original series of all of them?
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
sure.
that guy.
Ben has it.
How many are just normal humans if it's called space? It seems like it's an alien CNMF line.
Got
Like
it.
everything's a robot or an alien except for two.
Except the two in the bottom right here, these two.
1, 2, maybe
Oh.
Mtron?
Maybe.
I like
And
this
then,
comment from
maybe this
Extra
girl.
Bricks.
Yeah, maybe the girl too.
Extra Brick says
33% is humanoid.
Extra Brick says I get OG Robbie the Robot from Lost in Space vibe with those legs, which yeah, so do I. Also, hi. Yeah, hi to you as well. Thanks for joining us. I thought about that as well. Is like there's been a lot of times where I want that profile brick to actually like wrap around the edges, and I think those legs might come in handy for it on the robot. The nanny robot, the cooking robot. But I don't know where the legs end and the feet begin if they're two separate pieces, and you'd have to always have the feet
I think it's just
involved
one
in that
piece.
building. I
That
do
looks
as
like one
well.
piece.
Yeah.
And it's not. It doesn't have any bend to it.
Doesn't
So your
move,
robot's
no.
always standing stiff like that.
Yeah, I can't
Even though it's
believe
got like this accordion piece, like it should be able to bend and move and go up and down.
2
Can't
out of
do any of
3
that.
are alien. It's
Danger,
weird.
danger. And don't worry, he has a cassette tape in his back.
It's a
You guys-
classic print.
Oh, hold on, Mark. Hold on. Don't take
Okay.
that away.
I
I'm
won't.
going to ask you.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks
Yes.
In his back, he's got some of that going on.
He has pareidolia in his back. Yes,
with the
true.
eyes and the teeth mouth there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, like I said,
Oh, and
I don't know.
Is he a nuclear hazard? What is
Got
that?
that same logo was on the back of one of the other ones. The
Squid Game.
Squid Game.
the
Oh,
one
God.
lady. That logo, wasn't that on the back of the one,
Oh, I haven't seen the
the
back of
robot?
that guy.
There,
Yep.
the nurse maid
It
lady.
is. And on her arm.
Yeah. His head has an eject symbol. Well, if that's the case, then we got several eject symbols on this one too.
It's on the
Who
lower
knows?
back there too.
Yep. All over the place.
Yeah. Well, pink space baby.
Pink space baby.
Good.
Gotta enjoy it. Gotta like it.
This picture itself is just disturbing.
Yeah. Really like that Mtron guy though overall. I mean, I think of all the army builder potentials, that one and the alien bug are the best two.
Yeah, I think because there's so much to see in these new pictures, I didn't realize there was a this belt here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
what's
I would say like
wrapping around there?
an ammo belt, but
Yeah,
is it
Power.
power belt? Okay, good.
definitely
Extra
power.
Extra Brick says that head has a pause button. Secret theme. I thought it was a charger, but maybe a pause button. Maybe it's like if she's malfunctioning, you hit the pause button. You rip her hair off and punch the pause button, perhaps.
Yeah,
Oh,
apparently that
was
logo
it?
was on another one. So maybe it's like a company that's
Oh,
producing all these robots for us. I don't know.
interesting. But again,
We didn't talk about UFO head guy.
there we
Yeah,
go.
where's
Jesse
back? I
likes.
didn't.
He said he liked. I just saw Earth and the Moon on
Jeez.
this.
On his
So it's
back.
supposed to be a UFO costume character.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
it's a dude wearing a UFO costume.
We
Mm.
do have another special guest saying, "Not enough mech."
Oh, and we have a banner that says "Not enough Mac"
We do.
because she was here. I'm going to bring this up again because we love Girl Bricks a lot. Thanks for joining us tonight.
And the actual quote is, "Needs more mech, but
Oh, there
close
we go.
enough."
Same
So
difference. That saucer piece has got to be new though, right?
yeah,
Well, yeah. I wonder if it's all one piece with the
Silver.
molded helmet over it because that looks like a previous piece. Love you too, Nicole. Very, very much so. It'd be great if we had that, like a 3x3 with a 2x2 center.
hmm
But I don't know. I I feel like that's going to be dual molded.
No
What do you guys
way.
think?
I
No
You're
think
gonna be
it'll.
way?
able to
I think
take
it'll
his
be
head
two
off. You got to
pieces. I have
take
a
his head
feeling.
off. Yeah,
Well,
that
why would
exists. The top part
you?
exists.
It's
Oh,
got
I
to
see
go
what you're
over his
saying.
shoulder, so then
Oh,
get
oh,
held
oh,
on.
oh. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
but it'll be a
All
new
right.
part that goes on like a shoulder. Yep.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
agree with
Then the
Nicole on
head,
this one.
then the
I
dome.
I know.
But it's new. I've never seen that.
And I'm sure there's some sort of cut in it so that it fits over the shoulders a bit. So it might not be super useful for other things, but maybe I'll be wrong. I mean, obviously it has to have a 1x1 hole in it to fit through over the head, and then the head goes on that, and then this thing fits over
Well,
that. So who
that
knows?
would be a major lost opportunity.
Head on a platter. Yep.
Yeah.
Wild West with the magnetic decapitation scene. Oh, I never watched that movie.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
Yeah, that's what I understand. I don't want to see a magnetic decapitation either.
Yeah. Also, so there we go. We've got our space minifigs. I think they're set for May 1st, so another month to go. Though I think some people have already got them early. I think it was May 1st, not April 1st.
Again, Jesse's favorite part is this.
That's
I'm
cool.
excited about this too. That is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Nice that they branded that just for this wave.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind over ordering
Yeah.
just to get more of these.
And again, I'm most excited about this guy. And
I
I want to
guess
know who staged this with the shield upside down.
and
I really want to have a talk with that guy.
we can call these our space bros or our space boys, even though several of them aren't boys, but for ACOB's sake, you can throw that in there.
Hey, good good point
New
from Extra
display
Bricks.
case.
This makes me think of those galaxy skins in Fortnite. Maybe it will tie in. Maybe let's start doing that. I mean, that'd be an easy thing for them to do. They started the partnership already.
Yeah.
Is that a Twilight Zone How to Serve Man reference? I think he meant reference, not reverence.
Yeah.
By the way, It can be. You can do whatever you want with Lego bricks.
Except have a complete Blacktron minifig. I also want to say something else. You were showing that the Blacktron figure
Yeah.
in that
Mhm.
page, his secondary arm or his regular arm was black, and the official image it's white.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's take a
So
look.
that's kind of bizarre.
It
So
is
there's that one,
bizarre.
and then
Mhm.
here's the official image.
Black
It's
arm.
white down here.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Conspiracy.
So I don't know. I don't know which one's right. We've got a couple other sets that I think have gone from rumor to more or less confirmed. The
A
first
lot
one
of
would
leaks
be
this week. Yeah.
this one, the Sith Infiltrator. I think perhaps what people will get more hyped about this is the exclusive Saw Gerrera minifigure
Mhm.
from the expanded universe.
Which again doesn't
Um,
belong in any movie that the Sith Infiltrator appeared in.
it
But
does not.
okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
they don't
Right.
really seem to link
Right.
them like that at all. And
Weird.
then they also released or have pictures of a Bark Speeder.
I mean, soccer is old. But
Oh, for what's his name? Who played Jar Jar Binks? Ahmad Best. That's the Ahmad Best. He when he rescued Grogu from
oh yeah,
Mandalorian season 3.
from the
Yeah.
Let's give Ahmad Best as much
Order
love as we can.
66.
Yeah, so he gets to redeem himself as being an actual character.
And now
Um,
having a Lego figure, he's fully redeemed, I think.
unless you're a fan of the Darth Jar Jar conspiracy. So here he is. Here, this doesn't look to be a 25th anniversary set based on the box art. There's no exclusive figure, but this one seems to be everywhere and pretty much confirmed. There are a few other ones that are for Star Wars that are essentially, I think, more or less confirmed, but there are no pictures. There's no official pictures. Maybe there are some that we suspect are. There's a pod race diorama.
Yeah.
There's a droid, destroyer droid buildable figure,
Hmm.
a C3PO buildable figure. Hopefully
Oh, I
he
didn't see that
scales
one.
well with the
With
new
the
R2D2.
which one?
I think the newer one, the smaller one.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to be the size of Chewie or not, or scale well with Chewie. Who
Probably.
knows? And then the big rumor is there'll be a UCS set, which will be a TIE Interceptor.
Okay.
But those I'm going to kind of hold off until we have pictures that are more likely to be the official set images. There are some that I think are probably right, but they haven't been quite as direct in that
All right. Well,
regard.
Fine by me.
I'm at the point where I need to take a break, so I'll be right back. I know we're wrapping up soon, but I
Yeah,
gotta go.
there are a number of other leaks too, but let's talk
This,
about what's
this
coming out
pause in the
tomorrow.
bathroom break is brought to you unofficially by some pretzels.
Yeah, let's talk about what's coming out tomorrow because there are some big set releases. I think everybody knows the big one is probably Dungeons and Dragons at $360. It's probably already in Jesse's cart.
Oh yeah, ready to go.
The second one I think that a lot of people are probably going to be a fan of or want is this animated series Gotham City one. There's some really cool things that Mark and I discovered in this with some of the lift away pieces with like
Yeah.
what's underneath.
Little hidden Gotham City and some collectible minifigs.
Also Lamborghini, okay.
Meh.
Iron Spider Mech, okay. And then we gotta find our two space sets though. Here we go. The Science Lab. Mark and I looked at this one as well. I think if these dome pieces are trans black, the new color, I'll probably get them. I'm considering, since it was the year of the rover, building a big rover, and I'd like to use those pieces for it. And then not on the first page. How's that even possible? We need to find
There's
that
you
trans
can
rover.
shop by coming soon now instead of new.
Oh,
I think it's a newer thing.
set
Down by
by
gift
theme,
cards. Go down.
coming
Yep.
soon. Hey, there you go. Here it is. The apple of my eye, the one I want the most, the Space Research Rover from Friends.
Like
Absolutely adorable little set.
crazy flower pieces.
Crazy flower pieces. It just looks so well done. Love the tomato soup coloration, everything else. So of the April 1st sets, this is probably, for me, ranked above Dungeons and Dragons, surprisingly. If we
Well, the
were doing
$50 price point helps a lot. If
it
you're,
does help it squeeze through there. But this is the one I'm most looking forward to tomorrow.
do we
But
Well,
know
Dungeons
if
and
there's
Dragons,
a
obviously a big thing.
GWP for non-Dungeons and Dragons people?
Well, we
I
can
can't
look.
I can't wait, by the way, until we see if those leaves are transparent or solid, because I've bet you and Nicole that they are solid.
And we
And I
said transparent. Hey, Nicole can probably tell
The
us if
pink
she's
ones
still
are
here.
transparent. Were you
I,
worried about the
I
blue ones or the
the
purple
blue
ones?
ones, the
Oh,
azure
okay.
ones. I owe them both a maple minifigure if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am.
And they're bigger, right? There's a
They're
smaller
the
and a
double.
bigger pattern. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hard to say. It almost looks opalescent.
Brick Orphanage says, not
It
going to
looks
pick it up
solid to
in
me.
person at 10 a.m. at the Lego store. Who knows?
You
Just
might.
order by midnight and
Hey,
ship to
Ben,
your
if
house in a few days.
you did me a solid of doing an emergency live stream for Maple. Maybe we can do an emergency live stream tomorrow night for this set, because this
For
set's
the
going to be
rover?
very cool. Yeah, I can go pick one up. You can pick one up. We can do it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Maybe we could. This, for whatever reason, has
Another
just,
11 p.m. live stream.
yeah, for whatever reason, I really like this one.
I agree with you. This is very appealing.
So there we go. And I see on here they don't have, oh, there it is. Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe that Batman set's already out.
No.
Maybe it's not out till May 1st then.
Yeah, it might be
Um,
later.
Yeah. So when is the D&D CMF line supposed to release?
Whew, good question.
September.
Oh, really? That late? Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a second wave of sets coming out at that time too.
Whew.
I
I
know. I'm
only
sorry. I
hope.
didn't mean
Yeah.
to make you sweat.
Well, I mean, they're doing space, right? There's new space sets.
Yeah,
So I, there's a few examples of CMFs that do not have matching sets, like
true.
Looney Tunes. There's only this
Yeah,
figures. There is 0 sets, so
0.
that's
Yep.
scarce. But
Well, interesting. Like thinking about. All right, this is an odd tangent. Sorry. Like with the maple polybag for Animal Crossing, right? And the fact that like the same terrain shows up in every set. Are you hitting Nintendo tips for Mark? I saw your hand moving. Like
Yeah.
I get a
But
little paranoid when
we've
you do
got
that.
so many, we've got
Okay.
so many different
So here's
banners now. It's hard to keep
I
up.
know, right? Here's a prediction that I have. So they're gonna take those like and because people like Animal Crossing and they're trying to bring like non-Lego people in, they're gonna have more polybags and like Maple was the first test. And Maple comes with like an entire set of the train and a tree. And maybe that's why the trees are so basic, so they can give like a right. So they can give like a character, some terrain, a tree. Now you're doing it all at once.
keep going.
um, I can see those sitting in like the impulse buy section at Target in line to check out. But if Maple didn't wasn't making her way to the final four, would they continue with their plan to do so? And even if she did make it to the final four, is it still a viable way to like get those Animal Crossing figures out there? So that's the question: is like when they're trying out a new IP, what are they doing with D&D?
Right.
I think they've shown with that set, and like I didn't know this until like you explained it, Jesse, that they're bringing in a specific mission. They're putting all these
Yeah.
like hidden codes into the sets.
Yeah.
That they can
An,
keep
an
going with that.
adventure module.
Oh, they can do
Yeah.
so much more with that if
But
they
I mean,
keep that as like
well,
the model.
like, yeah. But if they're targeting the D&D players that are not Lego AFOLs,
Hmm.
that is definitely the way to go. And then the live stream play that they're gonna be airing at the end of next week on April 6th will bring in the YouTubers that stream their D&D. They've got some popular streamers on that, and can't wait to see how they play the game, how fun
So
they kind of make it.
from someone who's used to like hosting games, did you find it like basic or did you find it like relatively advanced?
It's fifth level play. It's it's not too advanced. Yeah, no, they have some basic rules in there. If you don't even
Mm,
have dice, you can just do a coin flip for
mm,
your win or loss.
mm.
So it's very new for they're, I can tell that they're drawing that crowd in. Um,
Gotcha. In case
for the
somebody like,
Lego people that are not D&D people, the adventure
gotcha.
will teach you how to play very easily and bake in those secrets for you to enjoy the story. And then for
Yeah.
the D&D people, um, the story itself will just draw them in because they're collectors and whatnot.
Do you guys remember when you actually picked up like the first catalog that had the Star Wars sets in it?
The, the
Hey, hey,
catalog.
Jesse, Lego History Sam wants to know what D&D is.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons is coming out tonight, and I've been all about it.
Do, so do you guys remember that when you were like, oh, they're actually doing an IP and it's
Hmm.
one of my favorites? Like, did you
Yeah.
think it would ever get this far?
Oh no.
Star Wars in particular. Oh man, and those early Star Wars sets, though a lot of people have fond memories of them. They were not very good designs, honestly.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage by modern standards, but
Oh
great at
yeah,
the time.
at the
Because,
time they were
oh,
intriguing.
well, at the time, they were juniorizing town sets. So it was kind of like, wow, they're doing something great. They eventually tried to juniorize Star Wars sets too. Like within those first few years,
Yeah,
we saw a keynote at Brickworld from the guy who was like followed like the Lego business model, and like they were trying for a while to like appeal to kids who didn't like construction sets. And
Hmm.
so that's why we got like a slave one that was like basically like a gray and green box, if you remember that one.
hmm
But
Yeah.
like, my basic question for you guys is: Did you ever think they would go for like some of these IPs that seem obscure?
yeah.
Well,
Some of them are confusing to me still.
yeah,
Like the Dune one.
Yeah.
right. What
Yeah.
happened there? Seriously,
I
what
don't
Yeah.
know.
happened?
For me,
Did
I
they have
would
a
jump
contract with some
forward.
other?
I would jump forward in the timeline, like not when they acquired Star Wars, but like when you started seeing the Back to the Future set, the
Yeah,
Doctor Who set.
the
It's like,
the
okay, how far
Lego
are they going to go with Doctor Who?
Yeah.
the the Lego Dimension sets
Yeah, Dimensions brought a
were,
lot. There was
were
Mission
like, what's
Impossible. There
happening?
was A
Yeah.
Team. It's like, oh my
Hmm.
gosh, we're going to get an A Team van.
But
Haven't
we
Yeah.
seen it
didn't.
yet, but it has to be, I think, little more current.
Yeah.
So if there was like a trilogy of A-Team movies with Vin Diesel or
Right.
something in it,
Right.
it
Where
would probably be more like,
it
let's
was
do
more
this.
modern and
Yeah.
accessible than just like, hey,
They've done
maybe
several Ghostbuster sets.
maybe
Hmm.
adult nerds play this and they'll want to see BA Baracus.
Yeah.
Um, but like my first warning sign of like too many was when they did Galador.
Mm.
They jumped on the like the opening embarkation of Galador. No, this is gonna be the next thing, and we've got this like it wasn't a QR code, it was some sort of like thing that you could tap into on the characters and like play along with the episodes. And so
Okay.
they've had like fits and starts with like
Well, and
IPs.
they've tried to do their own IP with a built-in play function
Shima.
several times, and it always
Yeah.
just sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of Ninjago. It's
No.
almost seems evergreen at this point.
You also can't like recreate Ninjago.
But
Chima, Nexonites.
I'd put money on,
Dreams
can
maybe?
we see another Avatar, because the Avatar movie
Yeah.
live action is pretty good.
And
I
the
think.
sets weren't bad either. They had a Nickelodeon license for a while.
I think they could bring that back.
They only had like 5 sets for that, didn't they?
Something really.
Yeah, that's about right.
Still waiting for like a Citizen Kane line. No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Alfred Hitchcock line.
Right?
The birds. You just get
Everything's
like
black,
100
light gray,
birds.
and dark gray.
A phone booth and like 200 birds.
Black and white Tippy Hedron.
Yeah.
Let's not joke because we may see that at some point. Like CMF only has so many like variations. I remember being a kid, like I was maybe 10, maybe 11. It was before Pirates came out, and having a dream that they had like, because that was the era where they only had the smiley face, like having a dream where they had expressions, like seeing a catalog where they had like different faces, different like facial hair, different like someone sticking their tongue out, someone laughing, blah blah blah.
Mm.
And then like 1 or 2 years later, they came out with Pirates where they had the beards, and I was like, oh, they're doing it. They're doing my dream. And
Eye
now,
patch.
yeah, now you get on and that was initially that was like the first variation was the Pirates theme where they had like the stubble and the eye patch, but it was still just a smiley always. But
Mhm.
now you get on Bricklink and you say, show me all the minifig heads in order of release date. And it's like there's no way you can dig through all of it to find what you're looking for because there's so many expressions and so many different faces and so many
Double
different
heads.
colors or double arms if you're
Mhm.
looking for like minifig parts themselves.
Yeah, there are 10 avatar sets.
There
Oh,
were
wow.
10. Okay.
They're all
Yeah.
valuable, yeah. And whenever they went from just the eyeball, the just dot, to a more,
Well, I
So
think the
the dot with the dot inside the dot.
right, more expressive eyes.
3 body problem. Oh, I see what you're saying. The I think the Avatar sets came from their contract with Nickelodeon when they were doing the SpongeBob sets. And so let's see what other Nickelodeon properties would do well.
Mm.
There's 10 Avatar sets,
Rick
huh?
and
That
Morty.
surprises me,
No.
right?
uh,
I'm sure that would do well, actually.
I'm sure, yeah, it'd be a little
I
cheeky.
was actually disappointed they didn't do more Adventure Time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hi. Extra Bricks is right. Yellow Submarine was one of the first like where I was like, what?
That was, I mean, those were,
They molded the blue
ideas
meanie.
/ whatever they were.
But they've done like
Kuso whatever's.
they've done like
Yeah.
Fender Stratocaster since then, and like
Mhm.
all sorts of things that you wouldn't like the ukulele. You guys,
Ukulele.
they're obviously doing their market research with a lot of these, and like where do some of them come from? When they did like the Beatles Mosaic,
Hmm.
yeah,
Well, yeah. D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, for those that don't know,
I
is
feel like you were
also
being trolled.
celebrating.
Maybe
They're also celebrating a 50-year anniversary. So I think
are they
the
really?
partnership for
Mhm.
them at this time was definitely time to be with them, to do a few different crossovers. So there's
As
going to be
long,
snack food with D&D on it. There's going to be all
yeah,
kinds of things.
as long as we're like pumping this last hour, Jesse, tell me,
Yeah.
and this is just nerddom now. This doesn't have anything to do with Lego. What did you think of the movie?
I like the movie Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah, I think we
Was
talked
right
about this
down
actually.
the middle, fun to
Yeah,
watch, lots of
yeah.
action,
Love Chris
lots of
Pine.
clever humor for me, the D&D lore person, um, about some of the game mechanics, like the brain monsters that walked by and they're like, they're gonna attack you if you're really intelligent, and they don't touch anyone. And the fat dragon, that was really funny. You know,
Yes, I love the Fat Dragon.
yeah, it's like a dragon eats all these. Well, let's have a big hoarding, dragon. That was crazy.
Mhm.
Um, and the lore is spot on. Other than a few things like the druid shape shifting into all the animals, like
Okay.
boom, 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 boom. That's like kept to a minimum in the game.
It's cool though. It was nice to like find a way into it, and it's nice to talk to somebody who knows about it. That it was very close to the lore because it was very fun.
Yeah, the
For
bad
me,
guys. Whew, the
on a
Lich. Yeah,
9-hour
the
flight.
Fae. They're all
Yeah,
over it. I want to
it's
see more.
cool.
I hope it was. I think it did just barely well enough that but not super well. So I'm
It
not
should
sure
do
where it's.
better than that, I think, because like just like the three leads, it was Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, and I don't know who the other guy was, but they were like their chemistry was really fun. Highly
Mhm.
recommend the movie if you haven't seen it. I also hope to see more.
Yeah.
Any more any more Lego news tonight, Ben? Or are we just like spinning our wheels at this point?
There's nothing else major. There's all kinds of leaks, but I think those are kind of the big ones. I don't know that we need to have anything else. I mean, we talked
Yeah,
about some fun
no,
things.
that's why I'm checking. So next week, you around?
Yes, I'm just checking your.
I think the following week we
Your guy
won't
here.
be. So we'll have to like be creative if we want to do a live stream that night. I believe you'll be driving back to Minnesota during this time 2 weeks from now.
Who says? Maybe I'll still be in
14th.
Milwaukee.
Are you staying till Monday?
It's hard to get out Sunday night and make it all the way back. So, it's probably just easier to not leave until Monday, especially considering I don't know if it was last year or the year before, there was a snowstorm that I had to drive through to get back home.
It was the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we typically don't get out until like 9 or so. However, if you start it, I'll join it.
Okay.
I could
Yeah,
probably
so
help because driving
Perfect.
back from Egan is a little easier for me.
Good,
it's
good.
true.
I would say like
It's true.
that will definitely be a an in and out night. I have no idea what time I'll be ready, but yeah, you could probably pack up pretty quickly. I'm bringing a display to Milwaukee.
Mm, nice.
We have media shots that I need to be ready for, and no one else will probably be there by the time they start.
I'm assuming because I put in a table request that I'm like registered and ready to go and
You're
everything, but
in. Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
I tried to get you and Tim and I in the same island, and Roger didn't necessarily get what I was saying. So I'm next to you,
Okay.
and Dale's across from us, and then Tim's across from Dale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that should be okay.
Yeah, I think
That'll be quite the crew right there.
so. Reed suggests I do an earlier show, and that's the plan for 2025 is to cut an hour off of all the expos.
All right.
Because we even in our busiest shows, we get like 50 people in the last hour. I'm like, they can just retool
Yeah.
to get there an hour earlier if they really want to be there just for the last hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird what the analytics are.
Oh my God,
Whether
I
it's
can't even.
because you're on for 3 hours and they're just surfing around. Do
Yeah,
they just find you later? Did some other show just stop and they're
and
raiding from Holland and Ballin over here, or what's
and
going
let me be honest, like a lot of the vendors like some of the other shows because like they have the time gates and it creates a sense of urgency, but like I don't want our guests to have a sense of urgency. I want them to like get in there and spend 7 hours there if they want to.
Yeah.
And a lot of them do. We had a kid that got lost at 11 a.m. in Indy and he left at 4 p.m. So he was there long enough at 11 to have gotten lost and then stayed for another 5 hours after that.
on?
So it's like, yeah, we just want them,
Lego history, Sam. You're getting us into some trouble here by throwing
dude.
this out here.
It's 8 minutes to 10. I would say what in one sentence, you guys tell Lego History Sam what's Brickworld Chicago like.
If you are coming for the full convention, it is Lego Summer Camp for adults. The last 2 days, instead of doing some weird concert where you sing the Bible camp songs you learned, instead you display your MOCs to the public. So it's like
That's
And there's World
Really,
of Lights
really
and
good.
like still stuff happening on Saturday.
You
But
said
go
one
ahead,
sentence. I'm doing my best.
Jesse. Go ahead.
I'll say it's the biggest and best show of all the conventions out there. So
Aw,
if you want
thank
to
you,
see
sir.
the biggest and the best displays and high level, like it's friendly competition, but you're most people and now this is more than one sentence.
It's
Sorry.
fine.
Let's
No,
just
go
leave
for
it
it.
at that. It's, they'll like you build for Chicago and then maybe you take it to some other shows. So
Mhm.
you're going to see the best and the biggest and the coolest. And that's not just MOCs, it's the people too, because a lot of
Yeah.
people just like to hang out. And so if you want to mix it up with some of the YouTubers and the Instagrammers and the mockers, there will be a variety of cool people there.
Yeah. I would say in addition to that, well, I'm just gonna like reiterate a couple things that you guys said. It's kind of like you're once you're at the show, and this is true of any Lego convention, like everyone there is a Lego fan. So you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to like apologize for it. You don't have to be like, well, I have a basement full of Lego. Everyone's the same, cut from the same cloth. They already know that. You don't have to explain that. You're around people who are like-minded, and there's just a basic community sense that you can go forward with. Now, Chicago, because of its size and because of the way the hotel is connected to the convention center, um, you are basically in a little bubble of all that for 5 days. So everyone around you in the elevator, walking down the hallway, maybe even going to the mall, you're going to run into people from the show. It's like, or going out to dinner, you're going to run into people from the show. It's just a way to build the community and feel like you're a important part of the community in a way that you never thought would be that easy. So that's our plug. That's what it's like. Hope you'll enjoy it. Z's spouse has a comment. Yes, yes. Z's
Yes.
spouse is part of a lug with my husband and another one of our friends' wives. And I believe it's called Let's Go to Maui from March to early June or something like
Whatever it
that.
is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I start staying up until 2 a.m.
Hmm.
every night to
Starting right
finish my
now.
my Brick World mocks, then, my wife starts feeling the pressure. She's like, "Hey, should we go somewhere for Memorial Day?" And I'm like, "You can go somewhere. I
Yeah.
can't."
Yeah. You go
Um,
right ahead. Take the kids out of the house too. Yeah.
yes, go
So
to the lake. I will see you after Brick World.
Lego History Sam says, thanks. You're welcome. Uh, and he will enjoy it this year. I hope. And if your name is Lego History Sam, if you want to get onto the Cvent page and go to your My Leader roles, however that works, I don't exactly know, to be honest, and do a presentation on Lego history, if that's in your name, people would be interested in that, and maybe it's a fun way to connect with the community. If you're not ready to do it this year, consider it in the future.
Mhm.
People love their Lego history. We certainly do here. All right. Hey, looks like we're winding down.
It's
Hey,
winding down.
Ben, how do we like to leave people inspired for the night?
Well, we do have one very specific thing that we always do, but let's
Certainly
throw out a
do.
couple other things too.
All right,
Like and subscribe.
let's do that.
Ring-a-ling the ding-a-ling bell for alerts, especially if Mark and I do something crazy like live stream for that Friends Rover.
Let's
You know,
do
you
that.
want to know when we go live. But we do have an ongoing debate, even though it lost. Some will say that in medieval town square, it's a medieval hoodie. Some will say no, it's a lace-up tunic. And let's remember today, grand champion of them all, Red Fox, 3-1.
Damn, dude.
Can't believe that happened. But whether it be the bracket, whether it be your builds, whether it be life in general, remember there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. Our friend Bob Ross told us that.
And we did start a new outro last week because I actually did make a new one last week. I lied. I do have a new one. I forgot. And it is not necessarily new. We've seen it here twice before, but now I can actually play it without having to share my screen the way I had to the first time because I put it through CapCut. This is some of the other content you can find on our YouTube channel if you're interested. And we do a lot of building techniques, or we have the desire to do a lot of building techniques, but there's a few on there now. So if you are joining us for the first time, or if you're one of our subscribers, please check out the rest of the YouTube channel. We are 77 hours away from getting monetization. And here's one of our most recent examples of building techniques that you can find on Brickworld's YouTube channel. Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you a ton.